love how close you guys have to sit together. You're just like.
Yeah, it's like otherwise you would see.
Well, you know why? You know why, Kirsten? It's because they're brothers. They're happy. And they're singing in their colors.
Give me a high
five.
Such a good
Perfection.
Hopefully that answered your question, Kirsten.
It did.
You're welcome.
Well, it wasn't a question. It was more like a statement. Like, oh, they're so close. It's so cute.
We're only 18
Chelsea,
months apart.
I think Chelsea has a little crushy crush on you guys. Oh, you guys are like Irish twins. Jesus.
Yeah, we are. My dad didn't slow down. He didn't slow down. You know, wait. Urquhart don't wait for nothing, man.
Niggas.
Right.
They keep it pushing. let me drop off some kids and then
We apply that pressure. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not Irish twins so much as we are nigga twins. It's a slightly different thing.
Even better.
Message.
So glad we're recording on that one.
Hey, look, I save the crazy shit until I hear the white lady say recording in progress.
Hello, you beautiful nerds. I'm Jedi Master Grayson.
And I'm your favorite cousin, Bill.
And welcome to
Does it
Hold? The show the show where we revisit classic genre films to see if they're as good or as bad as we remember. And we may get drunk while we do it. But we can't
definitely
I mean, yeah, today is there's no question. Actually, cheers.
Happy motherfucking Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
We almost there. Maybe we are there. I don't know. Because we've been drinking. So, happy Halloween, y'all.
Happy Halloween. But you know, we can't do it alone. We can't talk about this movie alone. We are joined as always by a special guest to help us determine if this film stands the test of time. And today we have 3 special guests. The 9 Nerd Yards crew is back in the building.
Family announced.
Let's introduce our guest, but you know, ladies first, because I'm such a gentleman. She's a creature of the night, but the good kind. It's KirstYn. Welcome back, KirstYn.
Hello. I only drink wine. I've had a couple glasses before we started. Just
Hey.
So I called. Funnily enough, real quick, I called my best friend earlier, and I was like, "Hey, so I'm doing a podcast on The Lost Boys." She's like, "Fuck yeah, I love that movie." And I was like, "Yeah, so I have the vampire teeth, and you want to see my Nosferatu?"
Go do it. Say some words.
Say something.
That's it.
Yes.
It's a silent movie.
Yes, but it wasn't on you because you weren't talking.
Because you weren't talking. You got to talk for the camera to go your way.
yeah.
So talk and do it.
There's my Nosferatu.
Wait a minute. I wasn't supposed to laugh normal. I was supposed to say
That's one
So needless
guess.
to say, that joke has failed. Not yours, mine.
Oh, that was a good
I-
No, that was
one guess. I like that. That was good.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna steal that.
No, that was a flawless Nosferatu impersonation.
Flawless.
But let's introduce our next guest. Next up, we got one of the funniest people I've ever met besides myself. It's the hilarious ghost of Marco. Welcome.
How's it going? Sorry about the camera, guys. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about this classic, amazing 80s movie and just all the great things out of it.
What a reveal.
I had to save it. I'm sorry. It took us a little longer, but it was worth it.
That was worth it.
That was amazing. BTS.
That was good.
That was good. like truly surprised. I
pull
love it.
back the curtain. We thought he had real issues with his camera, so you all are just as surprised as we.
Oh man, I
There
would have
were like
felt so bad if we were just like, yeah, just come next time.
Oh, well,
all
if we
dressed
did
up.
that, I was just gonna jump in about 20 minutes into you guys going and surprise you that way.
That is incredible, man. I
yeah.
love it.
I was committed to the bit.
I like
Amazing.
And last but not least, we got the host of the Unfiltered Bachelor podcast. You know him, you love him. He's the Michael to our Sam, moneyblakeweather. How is it going?
What is happening, y'all? It is your favorite vampire's favorite Mexican. It's me. It's me, y'all.
It is. It is
Yeah.
you looking like yourself.
Oh man, so excited to have all you guys here. It's the spookiest time of the year. Our last episode we talked about Hook and some other lost boys with our buddy Blake, but
We did?
today from yes, time wise, chronologically, yes. From when this video comes out.
I get drunk.
Hey, no, I mean, yeah,
And we do a lot of podcasts.
we do a lot of podcasts.
And we also do podcasts with the 9 Nerd Yards. You guys should check them out because
Mhm.
they're family. And also they're right here, so it'd be rude for me not to say so.
Indeed.
A little awkward.
Kind of, a little bit.
Appreciate
Yeah,
you.
it'd be a little weird.
Weird
I
about
feel like inviting somebody over to your house and you don't offer like anything. Do you need the bathroom? Nothing.
Nope.
It reminds me.
That's me. I
of-
don't want you to stay. Go away.
Reminds me of the scene on Pineapple Express when James Franco has a guy over and he's like, fucking linger, man. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, I'm not selling him that. I'm gonna sell him the snickle fritz.
He's getting
like
the snickle fritz.
everybody that's not welcome is getting the snickle fritz, but we get the Pineapple Express treatment over here, and I love it.
Right.
Absolutely. No snickle fritz for the 9 Nerd Yards crew. Absolutely
No,
not.
no, never.
And today we are talking about, as I alluded to, we're talking about The Lost Boys, a 1987 classic vampire film directed by Joel Schumacher.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen this movie, a quick description of the story. After
It's bad. That's your description.
After
Oh,
moving,
Kirsten, I'll defend myself.
after moving to Kirsten's mad. After moving to a new town, Santa Clara, the two brothers Sam and Michael discovered that the area is a haven for vampires. Now
Not a safe haven.
not a safe haven. Oh, well, it's a safe haven for vampires.
Like,
It's not
what,
safe
yeah,
haven for
what's a
anybody else.
safe haven? When are you safe with vampires?
Well,
I mean-
as we will find out later in this movie.
The beginning of
it
30 Days
was
of Night.
not safe for vampires in this movie.
Actually, yeah.
It's not a safe place.
It's not safe for anybody, really.
That's what we need. We need the movie where at the end the vampires are happily ever after, and all the humans are just fucked.
Right.
Oh, that already happened. That's called
Yeah,
Twilight.
Daybreakers.
We're already-
Yeah, it's Twilight. Daybreakers. Yeah, yeah.
They've done it.
This movie is actually an allegory about white people moving into a neighborhood and destroying everything. It's like these vampires were just fine. They were enjoying their lives.
Peaceful.
And this white family
So,
moves in.
essentially, this is
fat
Boys in the
person.
Hood, but with white vampires. That's essentially what this movie.
They would need a fat
is
person
what I'm
every
hearing.
once in a while, you know what I'm saying? A security guard or two, you know what I'm saying? A white kid on his own, or like on the left by himself on the beach. You know, one of them types of things. Now, you know, Michael and Sam will come up in here with a divorced mom.
Who
No,
is, by the way,
the heteros
whitest
had to
woman on
move
earth.
in. The
Yeah,
heteros had to move in and ruin this. They really did.
Well,
it was a gay
there's only-
little seaside town.
there's
Gay
only two
vampires
heteros.
everywhere.
only two heteros.
Don't bite the
movie.
hand that breathes.
Too many.
Yeah, they move into
Um,
a town called
Santa Clara.
Mhm. No, not Santa Clara, Santa Carla,
Oh, so to Carla, yeah.
and which is a
There you go.
fictional, because I had to look it up while we were watching. I was like, ain't no, we live in California, full
Mm.
disclosure.
It's not
And
real.
I was like, ain't no damn Santa Carla. The fuck is that? I don't even make sense. That ain't even Spanish, is it? So I was like, let me look it up. And
Technically.
there's a town in San Jose.
Yeah.
That's called Santa Carla.
Mhm.
But if I think either that or just Santa Clarita. But
I just kept thinking Santa Clara to die of.
I think it
yeah,
is.
I think it's just Santa Clarita.
I think it's Santa Clara.
It's
Right. It's
Santa
not no Santa
Clarita.
Carla anywhere in the United States. So
Well-
I was like, but the city that they were actually in is a city that I really fucking love. Actually, both of us really fucking love, which is Santa Cruz, California.
Santa Cruz.
Which
It's
shout
so
out to Santa
pretty.
Cruz. If you look them up, they're like the party city in the United States. They get it in.
Well, you know, their first movie of their free summer movies every year is Lost Boys on the dock, and everyone can go
That's-
there and watch it.
That's
Oh
As it
yeah, I
should
didn't
be.
know that. I'm
That's
gonna
incredible.
go look that up. Maybe
Yeah,
we
I
should
haven't
go
been
down
able
there
to make
right
it
after
down
this.
there. I miss
No.
it every friggin' time.
Man, we gotta find out when that is.
So
and probably
mad.
Just go. I mean,
That will be a fun field trip. And since we're talking about viewing the movie, let's ask our first question of the show.
we always.
What
ask
did
it.
you guys think of the movie the first time you watched it? Kirsten, I'll let you go first since you do have the fangs in. I feel like I feel like you're ready and wait to answer this question. Go ahead.
Oh, fuck yeah. I've been waiting all day. So I was one of those, like, I was a goth kid for middle school and high school, but I wasn't into horror yet. I didn't get into that until I got older. But my aunt, I used to spend my summers in Ohio with my cousins because I grew up in Las Vegas predominantly, and my mom was like, yeah, you need to get the fuck out of here. So I go back home.
Smart mom.
Right, yeah. And hang out with my cousins all summer in a small town in Ohio called Urbana. So shout out to Urbana. It never gets a shout out, so there you go.
It just did. It just did.
My aunt was like, well, I don't know. You seem kind of bored and you're kind of quiet and you're out of books to read, and we're not going to Beaver Creek, the big mall, anytime soon. That's how small this shit is. So why don't you watch my favorite 80s movie, Lost Boys? And so she gave me the DVD and I put it on, and it was just perfect. It hit all the elements that I want in an 80s vampire movie. It's campy, it's stupid. It's not at all a good movie technically, but it's so enjoyable because the pacing's correct. The characters are dynamic. The costuming is perfect because it's just so quintessential 80s and so just like down to earth, and it's not too much and it's not too little. It's just a good, solid vampire flick, and I fell in love with it, and I've seen it thousands of times since. So that's it.
Blake, what about you? What was your experience the first time you watched this movie?
Yeah, my first experience with this was my stepdad rented it, and I was like, what is this? What is this movie? And he's like, you got to watch it. You just got to watch it. So I went to my room, went to go watch it, and I was just like, bro, I was like, this movie's dope. And then I was like, 80s movies are dope. And he then proceeded to turn me on to two other 80s movies. What was it? The Break-In, and Break-In 2, Electric Boogaloo. And then immediately followed by Colors.
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 Shout outs to a young Don Cheadle.
Also, shout
But
out
yeah,
to Ice, too.
I remember watching this movie and being like, I had no familiarity with, like, I was probably like maybe 12 or 13, 14 tops.
Okay.
And I had no context for like Fright Night or anything. I had only seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like I think I kind of watched a TV show, but I for sure grew up on the movie, right? The movie Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So that was sort of my really, like, a lot of familiarity with like an 80s / early 90s vampire vibe. And I was just like, oh, this is like that, but better, because like you have kid vampire hunters and it's Corey Feldman. And I'm like, bro, let's go to the moon with this. I need all of this. So yes, that was again, I always say this, I have very fond memories of this movie growing up as a kid.
Nice.
What about you, Marco? What did you think?
So here's the thing. I couldn't tell you what I felt the first time I saw this movie, because I don't remember the first time I saw this movie. I don't know if this was in my, like, hey, rent every horror movie from Blockbuster phase, or if this was in a, like, hey, there's a random movie on USA Today, you know? But I do remember watching it a bunch of times with a bunch of friends in college. And I remember that being like, this is one of the best fucking movies. Excuse me.
Yeah.
This is not one of the best movies ever made because Kirsten, that's what I was saying before. When I said it's a bad movie, it's not a good movie.
Oh no.
But it's one of the most enjoyable movies.
Yeah. It's just fun.
Yeah. We would we all lived in a big house and we would just put this on in the common room on repeat, getting drunk, laughing our asses off.
Now, me and Bill, I think that it was our first time watching this movie. I'll go first on how I felt about watching this movie because I watched it because we're talking about the first time I watched it.
Right.
I watched it twice since we put this on the list. The first time I watched it, I was a little lost. Just like. I don't know. Emotionally? Did you mute that?
Oh, my bad.
That was
behind the
amazing.
scenes for you folks. Yeah.
The real show is behind the curtain.
Behind the curtain.
But
Pay
yeah,
no
I was
attention to the man behind the curtain.
Especially because he has no pants on.
I wouldn't
He's
have
not
guessed
the
that, but thank you.
He's not
for
the
telling
only
us.
one. He's not the only one.
Maybe not.
Zoom meetings.
Right, yes. Right.
Yeah.
The benefit of Zoom meetings.
Don't be pulling a tubing out here.
If you're not Winnie the Pooh, are you even zooming? You know what I'm saying?
What the
Put it on a t-shirt.
Hey, that is
Just
amazing.
Winnie the Pooh with like the just chest up and he's got
Yeah.
the positive face.
Yo, fucking, I
Now,
love that.
listen, stop talking about me while I sleep, Alex. Okay, I don't appreciate that. All right, I like to Winnie the Pooh it. Okay, it's comfortable. You should all try it.
I love Winnie the Pooh so much. Can we stop talking about Winnie?
Yeah,
I will. I'll just say that like I
People who
was-
are watching this right now definitely don't want to hear about Winnie the Pooh.
I don't know, Blood and Honey.
Uh,
They might be interested.
Yeah, who
That
knows?
sounds like a good punk band, but I don't think those other than that, I don't think those go together.
We have things to talk about after this recording.
I didn't really get the movie, I'll say, on the first viewing. I was just like, what is happening? But without any spoilers of how I feel like later on, I just will say that I had a more enjoyable time the second time I watched it at 4:00 in the morning while I was babysitting my car from parking enforcement. But
I love that day.
But Bill, what about you? How did you feel the first time you watched
it? How did I feel, man? Well, mostly I was high.
Fair enough.
I swear to God, I was about to be like, did you feel high?
Well, you would have been right, sir.
Right.
Mostly I was high. But I felt like very nostalgic. You know, I ain't trying to say exactly how old I am, but all of these things were reminiscent of my childhood, you know.
Well, we're the same age, so for those of you out there that have heard my age, so
for you stalkers out there,
you have to go back and watch.
Still both younger than me.
You have to go back and watch every single episode of Nine Nerd Yard Stream to find out. So,
no, actually, I'm the same age as Alex, not Bill. That's what it is, right?
Actually, we figured that out on the last episode.
Yeah, I think me and Bill are the same age.
Yeah.
For any of you stalkers trying to find out my age, but anyway, I think I thought it was, you know, I had a good time. You know what I'm saying? Without trying to ruin anything, but you know, I had a good time. You know, I know there was points. You know, how about this? I didn't even find a reason that it was a horror film until like, you know, 20 minutes, like 10, 15 minutes into the movie, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I guess maybe this might be a horror film. But yeah, because I was like, yo, is that a horror film? Because I've heard about this movie before. Like, you know, the title, I've seen the title, Corey Feldman, Donatello is what I call him. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got Donatello in the movie. I'm watching, you know. So but I never watched the movie, so I was surprised that it was considered a horror movie, but pleasantly surprised because it gives us content.
I'll say this to your point too, Bill. In doing research for this movie, there was a story about when Joel Schumacher, right? That's who directed this,
right?
As he was directing it, he was getting messages sent to him from the high ups because they were very concerned about. They're like, one of the messages was, "Ask Joel, is this a comedy or is this a horror?" So when the messenger came to him, and
please verify.
And he told the messenger this, and I think this is probably where it all started from. His answer was, "Tell them I said yes."
Tell them I said
the best
yes.
thing is
that actually may be where the joke started from. That's crazy.
If that was happening today, that would have been like, I texted him, "Is this a horror or a comedy?" And he just texted LOL.
Yeah.
That was fucking hilarious.
And let's talk about what we're talking about, because this is a very interesting movie. What did you guys think of the story itself? Because the story, I would say, is pretty lean. There's not a lot of plot happening. But this is like a total vibes movie. Like it's just like you feel it from the opening music and everything.
You don't put on Lost Boys because you're looking for an Oscar-winning story plot. Not the fuck at all.
Which is ironic because it won 4.
Oh, did it?
Oh yeah. Totally.
No.
Please tell me.
Best movie of all time ever.
There you go.
Okay. All right. You're
no, but like it is. You're right.
I wanted to hear the other 3. You guys need to be quiet.
But you're right. It's the vibes. It's all based on the vibe and how slick and cool it feels. Mm-hmm. It almost feels like you're just like dropping into that life for a minute, even though it's fantastical with the vampires and all that. It just feels cool. Like you want to be there. But also not, because everything is so fucking dirty in this movie. Like nobody cleans.
Can we talk about?
No, yeah, go ahead.
Can we just talk about this opening? Well, not opening scene, but when Sam and Michael start getting into the city, trying to discover where they want. I'm just
no, he's talking about
how did you know?
No. What's the saxophone part that was really tripping me out? This part exactly right here. Don't press play yet. This is just not realistic at all. Like,
well, you're thinking of COVID times. Back in the day, that was so normal.
About COVID times. I'm thinking about the fact that these guys are like the structure of all this.
Yeah,
like,
it's not well composed.
It's not really how a show looks. What in the fuck are these balloons doing? First of all?
Well, they're on a pier too, so
also,
maybe
we've got a trash can fire right here.
Oh man,
that means
that's how you know. That is how you know it's an 80s, 90s
First of all,
movie.
hold on. First of all,
is that a trash can fire?
Yeah, that's a trash can fire, and we have.
Or is that the pyros from the stage?
No, it's trash can.
That's a trash can fire.
They have no. It's a stage on a beach pier. Yeah. They don't have any pyrotechnics.
We have.
It is trash can fire.
We have many things to say about trash can fires in this episode. So, but that's a trash can fire. And I've never seen one of those at a show. Done many shows.
It's very dangerous.
Very dangerous. But if you see a trash can fire on this show, that in at least Drunk Bantha's rule is you have to do a shot when you see a trash can fire.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to do a shot right now. If you're capable, able, and willing.
Now
drink responsibly.
While I'm doing this. Can I point out my favorite person in this entire scene?
Is it this lady right here?
Yep.
I knew
it. What is she doing?
Hey, let me point her out for you, bro.
Too close to the fire. And so is the lady, like the lady next to her is trying to enjoy it, but she's just like, there's some moments where she's like trying to push it away and then celebrate. She's like, no.
Absolutely. They're just too close to the fire, man. But yeah,
they're just like, this isn't worth the money.
I want to play this real quick, guys.
Oh, please.
I love how everybody unintentionally everybody broke out into dance.
Because it's catchy. It's catchy as fuck.
I've never been more upset that I have not previously bought an inflatable saxophone than I was for this podcast, guys.
Oh man.
Yeah, would have came in handy. The one time
also, is it true that this guy was Tina Turner's saxophone player in real life?
That is
All right.
true.
Yeah.
That is not a rumor. It is a truth. And it's also true that he was doing sit-ups and push-ups in between takes to make sure his body looked buff and pumped. Which is something I should have done before this. You know what I'm saying? I got the guns out, sun's out, guns out.
There you go.
Yep.
Got that tank top shining.
It's actually the only one of the Drunk Bantha shirts I have, so that's the only reason I'm wearing it. But
wait, is that a custom tank? Like you cut that up yourself?
Oh no,
no, they bought it that way.
It's made in China.
Listen, we still don't have t-shirts, so I don't want to hear nothing from y'all.
Oh no.
Hey.
No, I'm kidding.
I was about to say. Wait, I thought I saw y'all don't have t-shirts on the 9 Yards channel.
We just haven't bought them ourselves.
No.
That's different.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
Wait a minute.
Thanks for ruining your Christmas gift, Alex. Jesus.
Kirsten, you need to not talk because I thought we were supposed to sell Tedros dolls. So
Listen,
you need to calm down.
no one expressed any interest in a custom Tedros doll, so.
Wait, don't switch off this screen real quick because I'm just noticing his necklace.
It's like a thick ass chain.
It's, no. It's the hooks you use when you've got like 7 bass on there. Like when you're fishing. Look at the thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've never noticed that before.
You know why? Because he's
something else.
these bitches. He be hooking.
For a man to be 50%,
I mean bitches, I mean dudes too, because I don't know his sexual preference.
To be a person who is 50% naked, yeah, he does have a lot of business. He's got like this chain.
50% naked.
He's got like this codpiece thing on top of his leather pants.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot going on.
He's like this is when this scene came up, I was like, that's when you know that this movie is a vibe. Because it's like it's just man.
I knew it was a vibe. But like anytime I'm at Akbar, I know it's a vibe. Akbar is a very famous gay bar here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's cool as fuck though.
Super fun.
But how many people walk around with a codpiece?
Oh, about 5 a night.
Yeah.
If it's Saturday, I don't know.
Hey, back in the 80s,
it's a slow Sunday,
in the 80s, everybody. In the 80s and 90s, everybody in Silver Lake was wearing a codpiece.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is like as Sam and Michael, they kind of get ingratiated in the city, meeting the locals. Michael meets Star, or at least he eyes her from across the room, and things just kind of get super weird after that. Because
that's as normal as this movie was until that point. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
To your point, right now things got weird because it for me, and again going to the plot, this was like I was like, oh, it's kind of like Fright Night, right? You kind of see some vampire-ish stuff, but then it turns into Karate Kid real quick because he's like, oh, that's the girl that's with the guy. I'm trying to be with her. What do I need to do?
Right.
Subtract the karate and Mr. Miyagi, and that's kind of what the vibes that I was getting from this. And I was like, all right, like I'm picking up what you're putting down. Can we? And then they replaced Miyagi with Corey Feldman. Like that's just exactly what happened in this movie.
See, I felt like
seamless switch.
We did a little research and we talked about it off cam or off BTS, and there's a lot of theories out there, Reddits, that Michael was gay and gay for David. But I don't know if that's true because Michael, me and Alex noticed this, Michael is the only person who even looks at Star. Like he's the only dude who even actually looks at him. And that's also something we're going to get into about this movie. And we probably can talk on it now about how little the women in this movie actually interact with each other.
Yeah.
I don't think there's one woman that interacts with another woman in this entire.
I think the closest is their mom. There's one interaction, and it is Michael and Sam's mom, who is so not in this movie. I don't even remember her name. But at one point, like Star and the kid run by, and she just goes, "Who's that?" And that's it.
But she doesn't talk to
Right.
her.
It's almost
Right?
passes
No,
the
yeah.
Bechdel. It grazes the Bechdel test.
Exactly.
Yeah,
does
the
is-
women are
It
very
looks at that
much
test and just like
not
waves
there.
high as it goes by.
By the way,
Yeah.
Jamie Gertz plays Star.
And
And
also,
we
don't
have
look-
She couldn't spare a square on Seinfeld is my
Dude,
favorite
if-
other role.
if-
That's who
I-
she is.
I will always remember her as the guy's fiance from Twister, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? Don't leave her for Helen Hunt or whoever that is.
oh
Don't
yeah,
leave
that's
her for.
right.
Bill
Don't you
Paxton.
do that.
Wait a
She was
minute.
great.
Yeah.
yeah, she,
Yeah, and the
yeah.
other girl he left her for is a lesbian, right?
Well,
No.
that might have been Twister Part 2. I didn't see that one.
No, I mean the
That
might have been
actress,
Twister.
the
Hell-
actress, the
Yeah, I don't think
actress.
that. I don't think that she is.
I
Wait,
I
did
don't
she
know. I
become a
haven't-
lesbian?
I'm
I
No, it's
think
not
Helen
Jodie
Hunt's
Foster.
not
You're thinking
Helen.
of
It's not Helen Hunt.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is Helen Hunt. Yeah, it's Helen Hunt, not Jodie.
You're thinking of
Foster.
Jodie
it's
Foster, bro.
I thought it
Jodie
was
Foster
Foster.
is
it
she
not
is a
Helen
lesbian,
Hunt?
but she's not.
Is it Helen
She's not
Hunt?
in
Yes, Helen
Twister. Yeah,
I thought
she's
it
not in
was-
Twister.
no, I
Wait,
thought
she's
it
a
was Jodie
lesbian
Foster.
in
Helen
Twister, or
Hunt?
she's a lesbian off screen?
In my
Helen
mind.
Hunt is married to Hank Azaria.
No, I thought that
Oh.
it was.
And
Doesn't
they
mean
got a
that
couple
she doesn't
kids.
sleep with women.
No, first of all, I
No,
thought it was Julie.
it's- Honestly, Helen Hunt and what's her name?
Jodie Foster.
Jodie
Jodie
Foster is a
Foster.
very Dylan McDermott, Dermot Mulroney situation.
Seriously,
like they're
just
just white people
first of
from the
all,
90s.
Yeah, it's well known on this channel that I don't know white people.
We all
Right.
look the same.
I don't know nothing. I don't know any. I don't know them. I don't know.
Wait, were you
actors'
thinking
names
Laura
or white
You
Dern?
don't
people.
have
Right.
to. That's what Google's for. Google is
Were
for
you
looking up
thinking-
obscure white people.
Exactly.
Were you
What
thinking
else
of
do
Laura
you do?
Dern, who is
No, I know who
Jurassic Park?
Laura Dern is because she has sex
Yeah.
with only black men. So I know who Laura Dern is.
uh,
I know who Laura Dern.
moving right along.
You're confusing now.
No, I wanna go
think
down
you're
this
confusing
hall.
her with Madonna, who sleeps with black men.
Yeah, you know.
So
what
the
I mean?
mom,
Go down
just
this
going back
road.
to Lost Boys, the mom.
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Right, yeah.
Her character's name is Lucy, and she's played by Diane Wiest.
Mhm.
Great.
And
From
you know, it's funny.
Parenthood.
It's funny
Mhm.
that you talked about. Oh yeah, it's funny that you talked about how little she's in this movie. I thought it was kind of shocking how little Star is in this movie to be like the
love interest.
love
yeah.
interest in a sense. There's even in the scene, like in the big moments where Michael is being turned into a vampire.
Bird King.
Michael. By the way, the name Michael is said 144 times in this movie.
You really,
that-
you actually counted?
I did
I've
not
never
count.
If you
counted.
look at
Okay.
IMDb
I
trivia,
I asked Google.
Google will tell
Holy
you
shit!
all
I've
the things
never
you need to know.
counted before. Oh my god! But yeah, I
It's
believe it. If
insane.
you tried to drink to Michael, you
I
would
just want-
die.
I just want a YouTube clip that has
here it was.
every 144 Michaels. Michael.
There is a clip
out
out
there. Blake. AI that shit, man.
I have a theory that they only named him Michael because Michael Jackson was the biggest star on the planet at this time. There's like no
Possible,
reason
yeah.
to keep saying Michael, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like subliminal
Michael.
messaging or some shit
Michael.
like that.
Right.
Well,
Well,
maybe
I always
Joel
figured it was
Schumacher had a
just-
love that got away, and his name was Michael. I don't know.
That'd be cool.
Well, I always figured
that
it
would
was
actually
just,
be a really good excuse.
The Archangel, you know?
Yeah,
I figured it
no,
was the Archangel, which would also
Yeah,
make sense
there's
Yes.
a little
because
bit of that
David's
to
Lucifer.
it. Yeah.
No,
Mhm.
no, wait, pause. I'm so glad you said that, Jeff, because that's exactly what I said to
Yeah.
Alex. I said, yo, when we were watching, I was like, yo, they're the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Yeah. Mhm.
And Michael is the archangel.
Wait, who?
So the Lost Boys.
Mike.
Michael.
Oh, you Mike.
That would have
Nah,
been
we
so much
letting this
better.
roll.
Michael.
So many times in one scene.
Oh my.
You know what? It's weirdly, if you only watch him the scenes where they say Michael, you kind of
watch the whole
understand the whole
movie.
movie.
You watch
Yeah,
the whole
watch the whole
movie.
movie.
Yeah, they don't stop saying his fucking name. No wonder he's so cranky. He's like, shit, I know. I hear you.
I just want a day to myself.
Oh my god, he sounds like he works at a daycare, man. Like, Michael, can you get me some juice? Michael.
What? Speaking of which, what did you guys think of Michael played by? Sorry, what's his name?
What's this nigga's name?
None of us can say
Jason,
Michael now without
Jason
it
Patrick.
triggering.
Right?
Jason
He's like, "Ugh."
So Jason
I don't think I've seen him in
Patrick,
everything else.
Jason
Yeah.
Patrick in this movie, hot as fuck. That beautiful, luscious hair, that
He's a sexy
weird.
man.
Yeah, he's a sexy
He's a
man. Every time they say
sexy
Michael, I'm
man.
like, Michael,
Michael.
Michael,
Michael.
Michael,
Michael.
Michael, you look cold, Michael. I'll keep you warm, Michael. No, I think he did a good job of being like angsty enough where like he still, I love the relationship that he has with his little brother, because it's very antagonistic at times, as a little brother would be. But then he just loves him. He wants to keep him safe. He ultimately loves him. He feels bad when he does upset him or scare him. And it's just like, I think it's a good core relationship that kind of grounds the film, because there's really nothing else that's kind of keeping it from floating the fuck off like a vampire bat. So
floating off like Michael in that
right,
suit.
Michael.
I think that's a good point about the brothers' dynamic, because I liked that I didn't feel like there was really any animosity or any kind of like division between them as brothers, because because of that, I enjoyed their relationship more, and I felt like it did a better job of making us feel, like you said, grounded in their relationship, in the fact that they just moved, you know what I'm saying? And also I liked how they didn't like shit on dudes.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't shit on their dad, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just got divorced. Like,
you don't know why they broke up.
That's not something that was really done, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was still fashionable to shame women who got divorced, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she was an 80s Mary Tyler Moore.
Exactly, man. She was
well, and that's why when she walks in, that's why when she walks into the video, that's why when she walks into the video store, she's like all timid about it. She's like, no, I need a job. And he's like, oh, a job. She's like, yeah, job. Like, just say you need a fucking job. You're broke.
Because that's us.
Well,
us mothers are not supposed to have jobs. We're supposed to be in the kitchen cleaning and raising children.
At first,
I mean,
thought
to that point.
Well, hold on. I'll let you go, Jeff. At first, I just thought that was because she was embarrassed about asking for a job at a video store, or an electronics store, whatever the fuck it was. They had too many TVs for it to just be a video store. Anyway, but
I think you're forgetting the blockbusters, buddy.
When I thought about it later, I was like, oh, maybe, salaries were different. If you go adjust for inflation, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, it was probably a decent job to be working at the video store. So I give moms a pass, but it is like, if you're working at a video store today, everybody be looking at you like, yo, dog, you should get a new job.
Especially because that's officially the last video store on earth today.
Exactly. We're working at it. You are looking pretty damn bad right now.
But like, for a comparison, think about it. The second the car stops and they get out, some guy asks Michael, oh, do you need anything? And Michael just goes, yeah, job. Just like nice and flat like that. And where she's like,
right. No, yeah, you guys are absolutely right. No, you guys are absolutely right. I thought different at first, but you're absolutely right about that.
It kind of reminds, just the way you described it anyway, it kind of reminds me of that scene in Barbie where Ryan Gosling just walks in and is like, I want a job because I'm a white man.
Which I gotta say, society really set me up for a letdown.
It's like, I thought everything was gonna be handed to me. What happened?
Well, I too, when I found out the patriarchy was not about horses, lost interest. So that's the day I became a feminist.
Also, speaking of feminists, there's just no feminism in this movie, and I think it's a sign of the '80s. Like it's like, bro, you can't have more than one woman in a shot, let alone almost in a movie. Like I don't know about this. Probably they had a scene, and somebody at the head of the company was like, I don't know about this, man. Like, you put two women in a scene, and bro, they're gonna start burning bras, and
everybody's periods are gonna start lining.
I'm glad that you brought that up, because there is a excellent thing to point out about this movie. There are no niggas in this movie. One black man in this movie, and I think he's like sweeping or some shit.
He has like in the opening montage.
And he's like, he's actually just a resident of Santa Cruz, which is also terrible, because look, that they actively tried to make sure there was no black people in this movie, because at the time there was about 40% black in Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
They actively tried to make sure we don't see no black people. I'm sorry, I'm about to end my rant. There was also one actual black actress who apparently is actually credited in the opening credits, and they took her out of the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
And she actually had a part that was more extensive than what they played.
Yeah.
So to your point, Blake, there was somebody in the editing room after everything was shot, and they was like, "Wait a minute, is that a nigga? Is that
the producers the producer's watching the final take, and he's just sitting there, and it just comes to him. He's just like,
well, to that point, when I was a little kid, before a teenager, when you were just starting to kind of get the lore of movies, like 5 or 6, and I saw a couple of 80s vampire movies or just 80s monster movies in general, I'm like, clearly we're safe. The serial killers don't want us. Michael Myers don't give a fuck about us. Vampires don't care. Freddy Krueger ain't trying to haunt our dreams. We're safe.
And Jeffrey Dahmer is dead. Dahmer is dead, so we don't have to worry about no.
I always chalked it up. I'll be honest. I always chalked up the non-minority presence in horror movies as they don't want to fuck people from the hood, and if they moved out of the hood, they still don't want to fuck with them, because bro, they're gonna get shot. They're just gonna get shot or stabbed. Or they're gonna fight back. And vampires, monsters, I want somebody who doesn't fight back. Come on, man.
It's not our type of hype. We're not trying to play with the Ouija board or walk in. If you say vampire, we're like, whoa, then I'm not going.
Also, culturally, if you kill one of us, like if a vampire walked in here right now, let's just say there's 3-4 niggas in here.
Right.
Why the fuck did you invite him in? That's on you.
I'm just saying. Let's just say it happened. Let's just say this scenario. Maybe my dog let him in. I don't know. But let's just say that this happens, and then there's like 4-5 niggas in here, and he stabbed, he chews up the first dude's neck. One of us, one of the other 4 of us is gonna grab the first wooden thing in here.
I'll be honest. I was tell people, Bill's grabbing that guitar and beating the shit out of something.
I was gonna say, it's about to turn into the thing that happened in Alabama, right? Somebody's coming in with a chair and beating the shit out of vampires, and then all of them are coming, and bro, the vampires are fucked. They're they don't want those problems, bro.
Well, to give it back to Jeff, it starts back at, I'm not letting your ass in. If you didn't call me in advance, I will look you dead in your eye from my door, from my fucking window that's right next to my door. I'm home, but I'm not letting you the fuck in.
Whereas you come into my place, you start biting people, I'm just sitting there, I'm like,
it's funny. So while we're talking about these
my dog.
Yes, while we're talking about just this cultural representation in these films, it's interesting, in the 80s.
You mean how there ain't no niggas and ain't no bitches?
Well, yes. Yes.
Very gay, very anti-nigga.
Yeah, because gay people are represented in this movie, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But just to shift it a little bit over to like just how this became sort of a iconic like queer horror film. Like we have characters like David and Sam who are just like obviously very queer coded.
Oh yeah, David and Sam.
Yeah, David and Sam. Like
When
Michael
you said David, I was thinking Michael, and I'm like, y'all gotta relax on me.
which by the way,
He
just
got
star
caught up in a
of David. Like star belongs to David, and David.
Yeah, the star of David. That was
is
crazy.
that like is that the thing?
That's another thing. Yeah,
No.
No,
I don't
are you
think
saying
so.
that
If
another
I,
part of this was anti-Semitism because they had to kill the only Jew?
No, I'm not
Oh my
saying that
God.
Is that where we're going?
Jesus, Jeff.
no,
not
Well,
anti-Semitic, but just like it's a
no,
weird
I
play
know,
on
I'm
words
fucking
that
around, I'm fucking around.
I don't know
I'm
why.
fucking
No,
no.
so
Our no's are not for you, Jeff. Our no's are for YouTube. YouTube.
yeah.
Don't listen to him. That we fuck with you, YouTube.
So to your
Look at
point,
this outfit.
Alex.
Don't listen to me.
So to your point, Alex, no. So as somebody that's seen this movie so many times, I put it on when I feel like happy, sad, mad, when I just need something to watch. I've seen this thousands of times and I've thought about it. And I think what I arrived at really the last couple of times I watched it is that they needed a girl to lure more Lost Boys. Because not all the Lost Boys were going to be attracted to the other Lost Boys. So they needed a girl to draw in the Michaels, to draw in the Davids.
I like that.
Originally, I just want to point out something originally. Two things.
Mm-hmm.
One, Star was a boy in the original
Mm-hmm.
screenplay of this. And then two, also, this was originally going to be a Peter Pan vampire movie.
Yeah.
And so I think with those notes, they turned Star into more of like this like sort of twisted Wendy character, where she's there, but she ain't them, but she's kind of, whatever.
So,
and that's why her dialogue's so stilted too, because she was supposed to be a boy. So when they changed her character to a girl, because obviously the studio was like, this is getting real gay and real pedophilic.
Well,
because they're all teenagers, Joel. Like, let's back it up a bit.
Hold on.
So
originally, the reason she didn't have no lines is because she's a woman. We all know women can't act and can't talk, and
they're not funny.
We know,
but I mean, like they didn't. They took her lines.
So,
that's what I'm trying to say, fellas.
No,
they took away some of those lines from her, and so you ended up with this kind of like stilted dialogue that sometimes just sounded so weirdly slow.
But so to your earlier comment, the other thing is they were all, the entire point of this movie, the original script was the writers were like, oh shit, Peter Pan flies, he shows up to them at night and he never ages. Peter Pan's a fucking vampire. So like they were
or a pedophile. Well,
so the thing was, all of the Lost Boys,
in the words of Joel Schumacher, yes.
Well, that's the thing. So the Lost Boys originally were supposed to be between 6 and 8, all of them. So like Kiefer and Ted and Marco, blah blah blah. They were all supposed to be children.
I'm sorry.
I think it was a good choice.
Not in this movie, though.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to throw us all the way off, but we're doing an episode on the podcast about Peter Pan being a pedophile. That is a fact.
Why is
we're doing? No, I'm just putting it down right now. You're coming to your season 2, like January sometime.
Are you saying they're having trouble? Bill, are you saying that they're all having trouble?
Gonna love that.
Leaving Neverland.
It's gonna be so popular. I can't wait.
Yes,
oh dear.
Yes, I.
Oh dear. We went there. Michael.
Michael.
Let's talk about something else real quick. What did you guys think of the character Sam? Because like personally, this is the first movie I've ever seen Corey Haim. I've never watched any Corey Feldman, Corey Haim movies.
Yeah, the Corey. Well, apparently the Corys back in the day.
This was the first with the both of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This
was the beginning of the Corys.
This kicked off their Corey.
Also, most of their movies must suck because I've never seen it yet.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they're not great.
I mean Charlie Sheen liked a lot of them.
Typical.
Well,
I personally was a huge fan of this character and his performance.
Sam?
Like,
Yeah.
Sam.
Me too, yeah.
I was
Huge
like, he was
fan.
like clearly the best character and the best performer in the
Yes.
movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, he's just awesome. Like, he has the
Yeah.
best lines. Because I had a big problem with the dialogue in this movie too. Because it's all
It's
just
very
like
stilted.
Because you heard it.
Well, yeah, like we all know Corey Feldman is a decent to good actor, right?
he's a pretty good actor.
And
I would
He's okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, so like, but his shit was weird.
Okay, I'm
His
sorry.
shit was way weird in this
Corey Feldman was trying to Christian Bale Batman before Christian Bale.
Yeah, apparently
Maybe-
it's because
maybe you
the
should,
director told him
Take it as a guideline, not a comic book. Like what? Come on, man.
But I kind of like that. Like, it was so quirky. Like, they've created their own characters because no one in the town fucks with them. Clearly, they have zero friends. They got each other.
Their parents are literally passing out next to the
Yeah.
register.
Their
I'm glad
parents
that-
are old fucking deadheads,
Yeah.
and they're over there just like,
Nodding out. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm glad that you mentioned that part, Jeff, because apparently that was some directorial shit that went down in that moment. They literally asked him to come across like as a Rambo type character, which is why he ended up using the head
bandana?
Yeah.
Yeah, the bandana and
I knew I should have gone with red.
He said essentially to a 13-year-old, I want you to be Rambo. So
Well,
that's what he came up with.
Exactly, and I want to play this now because that's also why
It's so cute.
he came up with this crazy voice.
We're dedicated to a higher purpose. We're fighters for truth, justice, and the American way.
Right.
Hey, man, read this.
I told you, I don't like horror comics.
Think of it more as a survival manual. There's a number on the back. And pray that you never need to call us.
I feel like, okay, so the Frog Brothers, in my opinion, are two black
Idiots.
holes of charisma. Like,
Yeah.
they are just like, they suck, in my opinion. Like, they just kind of take it out of me. But I also,
They're supposed
at the same
to,
time-
though.
at the same time, I see the inspiration for, like, you know, Stranger Things and stuff like that.
Right.
and
Yeah.
How they were
Yeah.
inspired by the Goonies.
It was
Yes.
supposed to be a
Edgar's
Goonies
got
movie.
the Rambo bandana, and Alan's wearing a fucking dog dance. They literally named the brothers after Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah,
the most
Edgar
ridiculous
and Alan.
Wrong.
Well, first of all,
Oh.
let's just say this, and let's all be honest with each other right now. We know for a fact in the United States of America, at this very fucking second,
In this country.
there is somebody that has kids that they named Edgar
And Alan.
and Alan.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, there's worse.
Today, I'm sure there were 150 different people born in name Edgar Allan.
There's-
Just a
I bet
fucking
there's like something like more nerdy and like of the times. Like, these are my three children, Paul, Thomas, and Anderson.
Are you kidding me, dude? There's fucking
I don't
Marlins
get
and
that.
Dory twins out
Who is
there.
that? Who is that? Who's
He
Paul
directed
Thomas Anderson?
he directed
Oh,
There Will
Paul
Be Blood.
Thomas Anderson.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't wait
How about
for
this one?
It's 2062, and somebody's like, "These are my sons, Dominic and Toretto."
Oh,
How about, all right.
We're
how about
all
this one?
family. We're all family.
All
Yeah.
family.
I'm a big fan of Best of Redditor updates, and there was one where this guy, he was like a super boy named Sue situation, and he kept telling his sister how much she and her husband were pieces of shit because they were naming their daughter Crystal, but every vowel was an X, so it's Crystal.
hold on. So so her name is basically
She's the
It was
Michael
spelled-
Myers scene. That's so fucked up.
CRXSTXL.
her name is
Yeah.
That is incredible.
That's almost as bad as when my friends had somebody come into the pawn shop to buy a gun, and he had to sign for it, and his name was Shafib. But if you spell that out at home, that is shithead.
So. That's like if you name your child, like spell it out, it's like J ampersand $! Exclamation point, but it's pronounced Sam.
Yeah. What the fuck is that?
You know,
it's like
there's
naming your child
dashes out there, and then a
La
dash,
dash,
and then
yeah. It's like naming your child Tedros.
Crazy. Oh man, never.
It's even worse when you name him Tedros.
Listen, I was almost a Bailey, and no offense to any Baileys, but I don't have the demeanor to pull off that cute name. So
that's my
you
dog.
don't really look like a Bailey.
Yeah, his dog's name is Bailey, actually.
I don't even think I look like a KirstYn. Bailey's a cute dog's name, but like, what's your name?
Well,
I'm KirstYn.
People, let me tell you about a vampire named.
Clearly, you should have been a star.
Yeah, let's. So, in like, what did you guys think of like just sort of the rules of the vampirism in this movie? Because we do have the lead vampire as Max, aka
Big Dick Daddy vampire.
Okay.
Also,
I want to be
Richie Rich.
I think it's
I was gonna say.
Daddy.
I was gonna say this when I first watched this. And I saw him, they made him the vampire. I was literally, I thought two things. I said, oh, no, they didn't with my boy Richie Rich's daddy. And then I also said, oh, no, they didn't with Gilmore daddy. Like, listen, don't Gilmore girl
Seriously.
daddy. Don't make him a vampire.
Yeah.
He's a good
Let me
guy.
tell you something.
He's a good guy.
This guy played daddy's. I don't know if he's still alive or not, but you know.
No, he died actually,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Oh, did he?
I thought he might have died.
Oh, he did, yeah.
Or
But I didn't see. Blake,
does he
thank
live
you.
on forever
No, let me tell you something.
until he
For a
sees the
fact,
sun?
Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. Since we're in conjecture about whether or not this dude was alive. Alex knows this for a fact. Me and my girlfriend were walking down the street in Sunset right after David Bowie died. And we I swear to God, a dude who
You saw the Star Child?
may or may not have been David Bowie looked me dead in my face and looked me like dead in my face as we walked past each other, and he did not stop looking at me, and he was giving me a look. He was giving me a look like, "Don't you say one motherfucking thing right now."
Bill,
How high were you, Bill?
I wasn't high at all. I'm just telling you what happened. It's a real story. I was going.
I'm putting this one out there.
I'm not gonna plug them right. Oh, actually, I'm gonna plug them right now. I was at. No, wait, I'm not gonna plug them because they got rid of the cashew chicken. Fuck them.
I'm gonna put this one out there, Bill.
He loves LA.
That guy missed the biggest opportunity ever, which was a David Bowie lookalike walking past someone, making hard eye contact with them on the day David Bowie dies. The one thing they should have just said was, "No one's gonna believe you," and kept walking.
Right. That's the time. That's the day.
No, yeah.
But while we're talking about since you guys brought up David Bowie, let's talk about the music in this movie a little bit.
Yes,
because the
movie
movie
to talk about in every movie.
The music in this movie is pretty iconic. The only needle drop that I personally was just like, what the fuck is happening is
the saxophone scene.
No, I mean that was
That's still dope though. That song is good.
No, yeah, I would be playing that. I would play
I was
that.
unfortunately jamming to
I
that
saw
song.
you, nigga, before we started this. You were like,
when we got Walk This Way by Aerosmith and Run DMC for a death scene,
very
like
brief.
the most rated R scene in the movie.
Yo,
Death by music.
That was on point. Just give me a kiss.
I'm sorry, but that's not even the best song. The theme
probably
song.
is the best song.
Yeah.
Cry Little Sister.
I have to disagree, rather.
But I love the
kicks ass.
Oh, I thought
love
you meant
that
the Run DMC Aerosmith might have been the best song. Oh no, yeah.
No, that's an amazing. First of all, that's an amazing song. Second of all, I loved that this also too sets up like it's one of those things like in horror movies or whatever, like where it's dichotomy, right? Like it's like some music choice that has that should not be going on with the stuff that's going on, but it works because it's defying those expectations of like you're expecting like a Alfred Hitchcock with the violins and the horn, the orchestrated bum bum bum, you know, something like that. But I love that it's almost like, I don't know if this was like the original instigator for it, but like since then, like, can we think of like there's so many other times where it's like the music choice is different than what's going on, and it's like absolutely beautiful.
Yes, I got one.
Okay.
Deadpool 2, the opening, a murder montage to 9 to 5.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly that, right?
Where it makes no sense, but you're like, I love this.
But the montage was better because of the song, and the song was better because of the montage.
Because of the montage, yeah.
But Lost Boys, if I can point out something about the soundtrack, is somebody that obviously probably listens to this. I'm not going to say all the fucking time. So Lou Graham. So there's a scene where the first scene where they take off and they drive with Michael on their motorbikes, and they're like, "Keep up, Michael. Michael, keep up. Michael, come do gay shit by the bridge, Michael." It's not too gay, Michael. Don't worry about it, Michael. Star's there.
It's not gay.
It's not gay if you're a vampire, Michael. Just give it
Just touch the tip. Just touch the tip, Michael. Just touch it.
Michael, you're a vampire. You have to suck to live.
Michael, if you're sucking blood, it's not gay. It's just sustenance. Anyway, it's called Lost in the Shadows, and it's by Lou Graham. And at one point, they do a shout out for Lost Boys, the movie. So they modified some of these songs to fit the movie very slightly.
Yeah.
So like it's almost imperceptible. Cry Little Sister obviously didn't need anything. It's perfect.
This movie had some good music for sure. Blake, what did you have a thought about the music?
I did, but you didn't listen.
Oh damn!
But I was.
Oh yeah.
I was saying the dichotomy of it. I love the scene with the Run DMC and but like overall, I mean, it's just a classic. Like there's so many like 80s soundtracks where you're like, bro, this is so cheesy and corny, and I love every little bit of this because it goes with what's going on with what I'm watching.
Definitely. Because I felt like the only thing that was missing was the system. I just feel like the system should have been in here, man. 1986.
It would have fit really well, yeah.
So, I mean, if you don't know who the system is, do yourself a favor, punch yourself in the face, and go listen to the system when you wake up.
When you wake up.
That didn't work out yesterday. But I mean, speaking of music, actually, like one of my favorite things, because I love reading the IMDb trivia, is Kiefer Sutherland actually like originally he was actually like super reluctant to do this until he found out that Schumacher had lined up In Excess for part of this,
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't actually. You know what? In all of our extensive research for this film,
I don't blame him though.
I very much agree with you there, KirstYn.
Right? I'd have been like
Bailey. I very much agree with you. Why would you tell me things? Anyway,
let me tell you something. Bailey does sound like a black vampire name. Not gonna lie.
I mean, but so doesn't KirstYn Elizabeth, which is my first middle name.
That sounds like an older vampire, to be honest with you.
From like Interview with the Vampire, which is a different.
Right. But then you soften it back. You're like, you bring back in that Ohio. You're like, and it's Cobb. KirstYn Elizabeth Cobb. And you're like, oh.
Well, you can take it back to Mississippi, like True Blood. Suki. Suki.
Okay.
But
KirstYn Elizabeth,
I love you. Just go back to the rules of the movie, like the vampire rules of the movie, real quick.
Yes,
because there is a little bit of ambiguity. Because we get the scene where Max, he has the dinner scene, and they try all the shit on
tricks.
And he's upset because his dick's cold.
Right. But he's not affected by the garlic. He's not affected by the holy water. We can see his reflection, and we do get a little line from Max where he says like, "Oh, if you invite someone into your house, all the powers are rendered useless." But that just made me think more about things because
Winnie the Pooh.
weren't all the other vampires who like didn't David and Michael have this big scrap?
So-
Did he invite him in the house before they had the
so-
big scrap in the house?
No, but that's why. So I was thinking about this too, because it really annoyed me how like when David flat out says to Star, "No, don't come in," that that just shows up.
Yeah, that
I realized later on in the movie
because she's not fully a vampire, right?
Well, yes and no, because she could still go in, but she loses any advantage she would get.
Oh.
So when the Frog Brothers tripped the Twisted Sister and throw him in the holy water, the only reason the holy water kills him is because he was not invited in. Whereas with Matt,
at a disadvantage, yeah, that makes
they
sense.
holy watered his dick, and then he was like, "No, it's just cold."
No, hold on. I'm a vampire expert, okay? And let me just tell you.
Gotcha, Edgar Frog.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Hold on, let me.
We're Edgar and Allan Frog.
That's
here.
right. Let me tell you right now.
There you go. There you go. I like that.
Best day of my life.
There ain't no way how that a vampire has any ability to get inside of a house that he wasn't invited
into.
Don't care what you say. That is a continuity error.
Unless your movie's made in 1987, you don't give a fuck because you got a saxophone man to play on the beach, so it's cool.
That's right.
Well,
Yeah, it does
because
seem like
that just goes to show this is a movie made about gay people and not a movie made about vampires.
I will say, like, it's interesting.
So wait, gay people can't come in your house if you don't invite them in?
No, we can.
I don't understand.
That's a fact.
No, I
But
mean,
we just lose.
I've had plenty of gay people come into my house and I didn't invite.
Did they still have power?
They had all.
Yes.
They
I
had
won
all
with a
the
standing
power in the
invitation, and
world.
he tells me, "Bitch, that outfit does not match." That's a
And
lot
I
of power
believe
because
him.
I change every time.
That's a superpower, actually. Yeah, that's a superpower.
Be like, "You're right. I know. It doesn't matter."
Kirsten, that's your fault. You gave him a standing invitation.
That's what a vampire gets too. A
it's
standing
not.
invitation. You invite them once, they can get in anytime. You can't.
Not according to
they're-
this.
Okay.
Because
is a
at the
movie where-
end,
This shit is
Michael
wrong.
goes, "I didn't invite you this time."
That was the number one thing I had a problem with. The vampire.
Yeah, but up
rules
until
were
he
fucking
said that,
wrong.
he was like fucking him up.
Yeah, like this movie, like every vampire movie has the right to change the rules a little bit.
No, they don't.
This
Yeah.
it seems like very specifically in this movie, if you're turned, you don't have to get bitten to be turned. You can just drink the other person's blood or whatever.
Well, that's also vampire.
okay, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it also depends on.
So
Yeah.
No. Look, man.
Again,
Vampires are older than movies, man. Vampires are older than movies, so there's an actual lore.
okay, Interview with a
Sure,
Vampire.
but I'm just saying, like, people change the lore as
No.
on.
That's what. And that's why their movies suck. That's exactly what I'm saying. Fucking Twilight sucks because
Brotherly
there's
Love.
daylight walkers. No, man, Blade is the only motherfucker walking around in daylight.
When the first
Bill.
vampire movie was made, they weren't thinking about Blade, but
No,
Blade's still a good movie.
God,
So
vampires
Bill,
are older
correct-
than movies, man.
But Bill, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't it usually if the vampire bites and drinks from you, but you don't drink from them, you're not fully turned? Whereas in this one, he technically drank from the vampire, but the vampire never drank from him, so now he's never fully turned.
He did not become fully turned because he did not feed.
Which is another standard one, but
Which is all, yeah, no, both of those.
Yeah,
things,
that's why they
both-
have that
you said
whole
something
scene
that's
where he's
very
like,
true.
"You'll live forever. We party all night, but you must feed."
Right. So he's like half.
can we
That's
just
literally-
get that exact scene again?
Yeah. Can you do that?
That was my
Hold
favorite
on,
You'll
part.
hold
never,
on, hold on,
you'll
hold
never
on.
grow old. You'll never die, but you must feed.
Trying to find it.
That's
Right.
literally his face. Go back, go and watch it. Go and look.
Oh no! I'm just loving how accurate.
You
No,
must
yeah.
feed.
So
Next time I'll lend you my mullet wig for it.
And
I do
every
have to-
time he's in vampire form, that's the face he makes.
he does actually make that face. Alex has a picture right here. It's it's a
Right.
thumbnail that's up. This. He's doing that exact same face as we speak. But I do have to ask this quick question. Everybody gets a turn.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm gonna let Blake go first. Who is your MVP for this film? It's a drunk Bantha's / does it hold up question, you gotta answer. There can't be two. You gotta pick one.
I'm gonna go with Kiefer Sutherland in this one. Like I enjoy him as a I enjoyed him as a vampire even before I found out some things. And then when I found out some things, I was just like, I like this even more. This is incredible. So apparently, Joel Schumacher wanted his hair long. And he went and saw, like, he was out and about, saw like a magazine of Billy Idol, was like, I want the front of my hair like that, and I want the sides cut, but I don't want the back cut. And then he came out in an interview years later, was like, I may have been responsible for starting mullets.
And we hate you for that.
I'm so glad that the camera cut to Jeff right when you said that. I'm so glad that this motherfucking producer.
I love this wig so much.
Oh, it's so
Producer
good.
Penny.
Yeah, Producer P is
Producer Penny, always on top of things, switching back and forth. Perfect.
Yeah.
Look at Jeff.
Guys, so I will explain this after we're done recording, but ask me about the wig then.
No, you go next.
Yeah, what's your MVP?
Who is your MVP?
Well, I wasn't.
Well, first off, Blake, were you done?
I'm not handing it off yet. Yeah,
Oh,
if you're
shit.
volunteering me that I'm done, then I'm done. But I wasn't quite done yet.
Well, he's gonna go next.
And then also too this was back in the day, right before they had like lens, like iCrafter lens technology, and lenses sucked.
Oh my
big
God.
old peepees. And the
big old peepees.
The scene where it looks like he burns his hand when he's chasing him, and there's a tear.
Yeah.
It's actually because like his eyes were so dried out. And when I heard that, I was just like, bro, what a like actor to stick in the scene, and like you just keep rolling with the punches, even to the point where there's visible pain on the screen. Like,
and it made that scene. It was so disconcerting.
So much more impactful. Yeah.
Because the way that I interpret
hold
that.
on, Blake. Blake, are you done yet? No, I want him to finish before we jump in on him.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, when I found out those two things, even more to the fact that I was like, this makes me love Kiefer Sutherland even more as this role and in this role. So yeah, he's my was it VIP? What are we doing?
MVP.
You're the real MVP.
My MVP, dog.
Yeah, this was a really rad scene, and I did hear that like the contacts were incredibly uncomfortable because they hadn't created the
up
latex
until about 2005.
Yeah, like
2008. The movie contacts, not contacts that you use at home, but even in 1987, there was no plastic contacts or latex contacts. They were actually hard plastic for all you kids out there. Very hard plastic, even when you put them in for your actual corrective lens. But cosmetic ones, oh my God, they were the size of your eyeball, and they actually had to go under your eyelid so they didn't fall out. And funny thing, your eyeballs are the only organ in your body that's actually exposed. So it had no oxygen getting into your eyeball, so your eyes automatically dried out, and it was the most painful thing in the
Jennifer Lawrence in her first, I think, 2 roles as Mystique.
Yeah,
he almost went blind.
Yes, but also Storm. Let's not forget about
Yes,
Halle Berry having to wear the contacts.
The milky white,
And she almost didn't come back for the second movie because of that issue, but they had better contacts by the time the second movie came out. So
because if you make contacts and you hear Halle Berry's pissed, you make better fucking contacts.
Or spend the extra whatever $10,000 to CGI her fucking eyes. Like,
well,
why
back
do we have
then,
to
let's
torture
just
these actors?
let's just point out at this time in this movie.
Oh yeah, this movie.
That
was impossible.
If it was possible, it would have been really bad.
Yeah. But like to the point of you guys. Oh, sorry, Alex. No, never mind.
No, sorry. I just want to talk about like real quick to the point of like the VFX in this movie. One of the most interesting VFX scenes in this movie are just like the way that they depict the vampires flying, and that was from a budgetary restriction. They didn't want.
But
They
it turned out so good.
So
but it
good.
feels
and
so
I feel
cool.
Look,
it
also
helps the movie
I'm glad.
age better because you don't have this really.
Let me tell you why it aged better,
Yeah.
because it's still all you kids who complain about Marvel movies having the crazy CGI fight at the end of the movie, they were doing it in the 80s. Just so you know, it happened in this movie as well. The last scene is a big fucking fight scene of CGI. But so
it's just sped up, yeah.
KirstYn, we gotta get your MVP for this
Ooh.
movie.
So I mean,
I know
the
you've been
obvious
thinking
one
about it
would
your
be
whole life.
the obvious one would be that it would be Michael because he's hot. But no, I think that the MVPs obviously are Sam and then David. But
you gotta pick one. You gotta pick one.
David's my favorite because David is so off-putting, and he's supposed to be. Like, he doesn't want Michael as part of the fold, but he knows that he has to bring him in because his master / boss wants their mother.
Big Daddy Big Macs.
And Kiefer Sutherland is one of those actors that he was supposed to be 17, but he looked like he was 47. But he's so dynamic that you're like, I don't give a fuck. I mean, he's got a full fucking beard and he's probably 14, but whatever. I can suspend reality because he's a vampire too. So why do I give a fuck? It's also summer. Clearly, people on the pier are wearing shorts and t-shirts, and then Michael's running around in a leather jacket, and then fucking David's got on a leather trench coat, and he's like, Michael, and he's pouring sweat, but you can tell in between scenes they're like blotting it because he's just enough mist and like subtle glow.
Subtle glow. Put it on a t-shirt.
Kiefer Sutherland is perfect in this movie. He's perfect in this movie.
Are you saying David was just slightly pregnant the entire time?
A little bit, yeah, probably.
Subtle glow.
Look,
with Michael's baby.
I liked him too. I like that. That was a great pick. I'm gonna go with. You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll let you go first, but we might have the same MVP, honestly.
So my MVP is gonna be none other than the most flamboyant, the most best dressed, the comic book aficionado, and possibly drunk Bantha's brother, Sam.
Yeah.
Sam was killing it in this movie.
So
man.
precious.
I wish we had more clips of the outfits he was wearing. There's gotta be a YouTube video.
He got all the drip. He's got all
he had the Riz before they thought it was
drip.
Yeah, the drip.
all that
You're
drip.
not gonna say Riz on this show. I'm not giving it any goddamn love.
I didn't know that. You didn't tell me before.
It's not
the vampire rules.
Any hate to you, KirstYn.
Vampire rules. Vampires no Riz.
Sam mocks Michael for having an earring when he's had one the entire fucking movie.
Yeah, right. He's a
classic little brother where he's like, you fucking dweeb. And it's like, he had it first. He's
I'm
older.
so glad that you mentioned that because Michael didn't have one at first.
Yeah,
he got
true.
one after he drank the blood, and then when he didn't even realize he had it. He just had it. He just had it, and then he realized he had it. And he was like, "Oh shit!"
It showed up.
Sam was like, "You fucking poser! You made fun of me for my earrings last month."
Michael's sitting there like, "Oh, this is the worst thing I did last night."
Just a blood sucking. No, he said, "You're a shit-sucking vampire. My own brother." Can you believe it?
My own brother.
That's a very 80s thing, an 80s trope for sure. But yeah, Sam had all the drip, and I loved all of this, like, what do they call it? Easter eggs or little hints that he was a gay character. Because for one, Sam was afraid of the closet monster.
I didn't even catch that.
And Grandpa kept bringing the taxidermies into his bedroom and leaving them on the bed.
And you know what the taxidermies were? The beaver.
Oh, I didn't know. I wouldn't even.
The first
One of them
one
was
a beaver.
One of them was a beaver.
One of them was a beaver, and he was terrified of it. He was like, "Oh my god, get this out of here! I don't want no beaver."
In his defense, it's a scary thing to find.
No, it was terrifying, but I wasn't even gonna go there. My thing about the taxidermy,
you find a lot of beaver in your house just randomly, Jeff. Like it just shows up.
You don't even know about my party.
No, my thing about the taxidermies was that the taxidermy, he ends up putting them in the closet to get rid of them, to hide them from his grandfather. But it, in my opinion, he ended up not being afraid of the closet monster anymore, because he ended up being like the closet was no longer relevant to him, because that's where he used to pack all of the taxidermies.
Right,
so he basically, it was no longer a threat. So he came out of the closet in this movie. You can't write. Look, Joel Schumacher might be fucking genius, because you can't write shit like this. And he wrote shit like that.
But to your point, I remember an article not too long ago. I don't remember who wrote it. It wasn't anybody like super famous, but I'm sure if you're like a
Producer T,
maybe. Yeah, maybe Producer T. That a lot of 80s vampire allegories were about the AIDS virus that was starting to creep in and up. And because vampires were part of that like sexy liberated scene, but they were also diseased with vampirism. So people were like, oh, I maybe I want to be a vampire, but I also don't want to catch that and not be able to go out in the sun and eat my family.
I'll come back to that.
Damn. Yeah. Hold on.
So like Fright Night, go back and watch Fright Night. Anybody out there, or you guys too?
Yeah,
and kind of like view it from a lens of the AIDS epidemic, and it'll take on a whole new connotation.
Hold on. Can I just say this right now, because I said it wrong previously?
Yeah.
Damn. That is some good theory. We out here with some theories right now. Do you see what this is? You see what this is?
But when you think about it, yeah, it is. It's totally, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And if you think about it from this movie alone, oh, sorry, go ahead, Blake.
I was saying, to that point, we got the documents prove that vampires.
Oh God! I thought you had something serious to say.
Meant to represent the AIDS epidemic of the 1980s, 1990s. We all know that. That's why Blade is here.
Making the vampires gay.
It's true. It's true, because look, hey, I just got out of jail. I just posted bond, and I can tell you right now, in all of the prisons, the gays, they're all gay. They're all gay.
The gays, they're all
gay. They're all gay. They make funny noises.
Which now makes sense by the end of the movie, when the grandpa's like, one thing I hated about Santa Carla is all the vampires, but if you replace the word vampires with gays, it would now be like, the grandpa would be like, one thing I hated about Santa Carla is all the gays. And the movie.
One of the best endings ever of all time. I don't care how you feel about the entire movie. You might think this is the second worst movie in the world. Obviously, the worst being The Room. But you might think this is the second worst movie in the world. But the ending has to be one of the best endings of all time.
Yeah,
Grandpa was just out here chilling with a bunch of wood stakes in the back of his truck, which he's been driving around town the entire.
He went to see that widow.
He's probably just been killing vampires the entire movie.
Yeah, honestly, he keeps talking about like how he's going on these dates and stuff. But like, do you guys think that he's just like Whistler in his nighttime? He's just like out here hunting vampires.
I think he was just like, fuck it.
Oh, I think he went to see that
just gonna
nice
get by.
young lady of his. But I also think on his way, he was like, I'll fuck a teen up if I see him.
You know what, Kirsten? I think that he was going to see that nice young lady of his, but also he fucked her, but she was a vampire. And
a boy.
Her.
Oh, he staked her more than twice.
I was gonna say,
a double staking in one
if
night.
Grandpa had a podcast, if Grandpa had a podcast, it would be called Steaks and Dates. And it would be all about how.
Hi, kids. This is another episode of Steaks and Dates.
I would love it if every episode was like 16 seconds long, where he's just like, I fucked somebody, I killed somebody, All right, that's the end of this episode.
And if I was a real
Tune in.
vampire, I'd call mine steaks and tights.
Tune in next week.
Figure that one out.
Tune in next week.
Oh, and
where I
and
actually
also
take
the-
one on a date, and then I
the tag-
after that.
The tagline for his podcast is "This wood penetrates." That's what that is.
Actually,
So-
the tagline. No, fuck a tagline. That's a T-shirt. Really, that's a Drunk Banthas T-shirt. Oh yes,
I'm gonna make a T-shirt that says "Put it on a T-shirt."
Oh my God, yes.
yeah. You
I
know,
will
and
buy
there's
that.
Off,
Jeff,
yes.
sorry. Before Jeff, did
Put
you
that on
already say who your MVP was?
Uh,
Oh, no, he didn't.
No, I did not. But my MVP, we kind of stumbled onto it. Grandpa.
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 Come on, motherfucker. First off, has been
He's classic.
surviving in Vampire Town for how long? Second off,
Long time.
has just been like clearly pretending to be insane the entire time. And third, it's just like I'm too old for this shit. I'll let the youngins get rid of the vampires. And when they're done, I'll drink my root beer because no one's allowed to touch my root beer. He was
I feel-
fucking hilarious.
I completely agree with you, but I do feel like he was only like with the knowledge that he was a vampire slayer. I feel like he wasn't insane. You know what I'm saying? Like we
But,
think
yeah,
he was
He's
insane
the most
because
sane
of
that's
person
what I'm
in
saying.
the town.
exactly,
He's
exactly.
like
So that's
Toodles
what I'm
from
saying.
Hook.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, he's
No,
I
I
mean,
see your point.
think
he's
about
Yeah.
it this way.
Toodles.
He's Toodles.
I mean, like,
He's
even-
Toodles.
Lost Boys.
and how about the fact that oh, actually,
Everything connects.
so real quick, one, they give us an Easter egg.
Right.
He's taken the fucking the big fence post out,
Mm.
and it would make sense to put the sharp side into the ground so it sticks, so you can fill it in with dirt.
Oh, he puts it on the pointed up.
Exactly. But two, I now have to update who my MVP for this movie is, and that person's name is Greg Cannon,
Greg
because
Is he Nick Cannon's brother?
C-A-N-N-O.
There's no niggas in this movie.
and it's because so I always have it on the background. It's going through the credits right now. Vampire prosthetics and effects
Yeah.
was one person.
Oh.
One.
What?
Wow.
So I'm gonna
Yeah.
give my MVP to that guy.
You know
Yeah.
what?
No,
You know what?
damn, Jeff, that's fucking good.
That was good. Now let me
'Cause
just say
he's-
this
yeah.
right now. It's the one thing that we haven't mentioned in this show so far.
Mm-hmm.
The special, I mean, the VFX and the
yeah.
makeup. The
Mm.
makeup,
Fire.
amazing.
Make it
Fire.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
So we
Oh.
kind of
Wishes
touched on
they
it with
had
that.
those. Angel as well.
Yeah,
Aaron
Buffy and
Sorkin-
Angel.
Aaron
Buffy and Angel.
Sorkin in
So-
general.
So-
When
but-
they were
Oh,
so
Joss Whedon,
clever.
excuse me, Joss Whedon.
That's the thing. Joss Whedon has said
Yeah.
he took his effects from this.
Yeah,
'Cause
he
if you
based
watch
Spike
the
off
Buffy
of David.
movie,
Mhm.
He based Spike off
not
of
this
David.
at all.
based
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
off of. You know what?
But
he
the
should've did?
lighting is
Hired
even
someone from
genius.
He should have hired someone from the movie instead of basing it off the movie.
Right?
Also,
'Cause their
real
shit
quick,
looked
and I think this
terrible.
is important. James Marsters, who plays Spike in Buffy, is one of the best actors and/or people on earth.
Thank
We're
you.
going right back to this.
Yeah,
Thank you.
he's really good.
You're
I wish
welcome.
he'd had more of a career outside of that, but he's on
Do you know why he did?
Supernatural, like, a
Do you know
couple
why he
episodes.
didn't?
Why?
This is why he's the best person. His sister had a lot of issues, couldn't take care of her child, so he started taking care of his niece. His niece was not liking how much attention she was getting because of her uncle, so he took a step back so that she could have a better life.
See, he's just salt of the earth. He really is.
Mm.
He is a dope dude, dope actor, like
Yeah.
amazing actor, and
Brainiac.
Good for
I just
him.
want to say
Big
something
love.
controversial. Controversial. I want to say something controversial right now. Angel's better than Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh yeah, by a
No,
lot.
It's
Yeah,
not
and even
controversial.
that
it's
had
fact.
some issues, but
Well,
it
it's
was a
going to
lot
be
better. It was more
controversial for
enjoyable.
somebody. Trust me. There's going to be
Yeah.
a comment.
We're gonna get
Someone
some
out there's like,
letters.
whoa.
We don't
One
even-
of my friends will be like, I can't believe you, bitch.
Exactly.
You didn't defend Buffy at all.
Exactly.
One of your friends lies to herself.
We had
Little
one
bit.
of
Hi,
our
Becky.
we had one of our friends. We basically we consider him our brother. He literally got on to us about how we talk shit about Power Rangers. Oh, does it hold up? So people will come on us. Like I will have people in the streets talk about.
Wait a minute. I don't want anybody. I don't want anybody coming on me. I don't. You can do
they
that, but I don't.
No, they will
don't
come
want
on.
to.
You don't want it.
No,
I don't know, Blake. You should try it at least once. You never
Okay,
know.
Harold.
I don't want to
Harold
yuck
and Kumar.
anybody's.
But if
Jenny
I
is
may,
not coming on anything.
if I may, fellas, to go
Jenny's
back
not
to the
coming on
special
anything.
effects, I think what helped too is that not only were they phenomenally executed and done, but the lighting was so good.
Yes.
That red lighting on Michael when he finally accepts his vampirism to save his family, and he looks up and he just goes,
Kirsten is having a
and it's blood
transcendental
red.
religious event right now.
I mean, look
So
at her
perfect.
background. Look at her background right now. Say something, please, Kirsten.
Kirsten,
Thank you.
I would throw
Thank
a
you,
better one
Bill.
out there though.
Yes, please.
Not Marco, the second vampire that's killed, the one who's all cocky and annoying and shit. Just regular lighting for killing. Okay, when is a vampire
Is that
ever
the guy who
just
died in
killed?
the bathtub?
Yeah. When is a vampire ever just killed in regular bathroom?
Never. And it was
lighting?
perfect
It made it
because it
better.
was so weirdly done.
Especially
like,
when he
wow.
kept coming out of that fog.
I'm going to tell you why it was perfect. It had nothing to do with the actual bathtub. It had to do with the fact that his one body made the plumbing in the entire house
Explode.
explode.
I'd be so mad.
Like,
So
oh
mad.
Violently.
my God.
That was
Violently
a pretty rad
explode.
moment.
Hold on, we got to give this some sound.
Yeah. What's up, Nanuk?
How did you get?
Can we just point out how fake these motherfuckers are as vampire hunters? Look at this shit.
Oh,
Look at this shit right here. Motherfuckers
kids.
have
Can we
shit their
also-
entire pants.
Can we appreciate they didn't even focus on it, but the first time he pops out of that tub, a fucking eyeball is just going down his like side.
I did not even notice that.
Yeah.
Look. Yeah, he's not doing well.
So it's the second he pops up, you barely notice it. Don't get me wrong. It's Kermit the Frog ping pong ball, but
No, it's
pops
that's,
out and
that's
then
a
goes
rad.
back in.
Give it a
I
second.
love that the
wish
dog
they
is
had,
like,
It's all right.
Like right.
Yo,
right,
the dog
keep
is
going.
like
It's a
the dog. Yo, the dog.
Dog's
The
like,
dog is like, well, he did.
Nanuk's like, get the fuck away from right there.
Oh
You
yeah,
see it?
Yeah.
The eyeball fell out.
that's man. I wish that they'd. I know that was a little bit more
I think they
recognizable
meant
because
to have.
that's a cool moment.
Ooh,
I think it was
cool
meant to
addition.
be, and they were just like, God
Oh
damn
my
it.
God! Why can't
Next
I catch it?
scene. All right, there.
Oh, why can't I catch
It's a
it?
blink if you miss
It's
it. type of
it's what
situation.
that
you
what-
There it is,
almost
there it
miss
is, there it is.
Yeah.
that little white ball. It's way too big for an eyeball.
Yeah.
There we
Yeah,
go.
there it is. That big old ball.
What the
I
fuck
I
is
almost
that?
think it's like a bubble, like he's bubbling. So maybe it's like
Yo.
a pop off of his skin.
Yo.
It's
I
it's
always thought it
gross
was
either
supposed to be an
whatever it
eyeball.
is. Yeah.
I wish my good friend Joel Schumacher was alive right now, so I
alright.
could call him up
Explain it,
and I
yeah.
could ask him to tell me about this. But you know, of course, he's
Yeah,
not.
he pieced out in 2020. He was like, "That's one too many pandemics for me. I gotta go."
Shout out to Joel. I'm gonna drink this shot
shout
to him
Joel.
because let me just bring this up. I'm gonna change up the subject right now because I know we're getting
Joel.
closer to the end right now, but I have to bring this up.
Kirsten, don't lie and not take a shot.
There is a scene. I can't
is
bring it up
okay.
right now because I mean we can't bring up the scene, the shot on the video, but there's a scene that touched our hearts like in this movie. Like it really like I mean, honestly, it really made us feel like emotional. Like and this is not a movie you think you're gonna get emotional about. We really felt like deeply touched that they would include a lighting of a dumpster fire in this movie.
It's a beautiful
Like,
moment. Yeah.
Michael, when he's like running up to the beach to see when they're hanging out in a tree, a lonely tree on a beach. I've never seen that before in my life, but a lonely tree on the beach. These vampires are hanging out in it, and Michael's coming up to be like, "Yo, what the fuck y'all give me, man? That wasn't no wine." Yeah, and while he's walking up, he's demonstrative and angry, and he sets a trash can fire. There's just a random little dumpster trash can, and he has a random stick fire, and he dumps it into the trash can and starts a fire. I was like, yo, this bud's for you.
By this point, fellas, like, pretty much all of the pier staff are dead. The security's gone. I'm sure the janitors were next.
Hold on. I just want y'all to know, I just took this entire shot and spit it right back out because I want you to do that. Now I want you because Alex was like, wait, we're gonna do a toast, and I was like, oh shit, my bad. Let me just.
Mine's in my belly. Bill, if it makes you feel better, I had a buddy do that with a 16-ounce cup on his 21st birthday.
Yeesh. I mean, well, you're 21. You're supposed to make that decision.
Right? Yeah, I would have did that. I would have totally did that.
Yeah,
I would have
21. Yes, 31. Ooh.
Yeah, we're in our 30s. This is bad.
I'm going to be 34 in December, and sometimes I'm like, let me pick my battles for
you
when
know
I
what?
grow up.
In 3 years, you can come talk to us.
Oh, fuck off.
No. You don't have.
I'm
you
33 right now. How old are you?
Talk to me right now, Kirsten. I don't care about any of those things.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate you. Yeah.
Like,
please don't talk to me, Kirsten.
Don't.
Never.
Don't talk to Alex. Don't talk to him.
Real quick, let's do a quick cheers,
everybody.
Cheers. Drink them if you got them, guys.
If you got them, if you got water, put it in your left hand. My grandfather always said, if you toast with your left hand if you ain't got alcohol.
No, okay.
I'm just joking. My grandfather never said that, but Joe Biden's grandfather said it.
Joe Biden is our adopted great grandfather. Drinking if you got them is always encouraged but never mandatory.
And please drink
I
responsibly.
thought we already took it. God damn it! Oh,
Kirsten, I already took mine. You're good.
But it is about that time. We could talk about this movie for hours and hours,
mostly
because we're very obnoxious.
I did have one last thing about this movie.
Oh no, yeah. Let us know, Jeff.
So,
any final thoughts? Yes.
The biggest thing I remember about this movie isn't from this movie. It's from one of those VH1's best. I love the 80s.
Yeah.
And they were covering this movie, and they said, this movie was the first time vampires were sexy. And I want to know what everyone's thought about that. Because the second I watched that, when I was much, much younger than I am now, I was like, there was like lots of mullets and shit going on, and I don't know if sexy is the word I would use.
Sexy wasn't the first word that came to mind.
I don't know, man.
I mean Michael's pretty sexy.
Yeah,
and Star is beautiful.
Michael's pretty sexy.
Star's barely there.
You gotta remember
but when she's there, she's beautiful.
You gotta remember who was sexy in the 80s, man. Burt Reynolds had a fucking Playgirl centerfold.
Hey, Burt Reynolds is sexy.
Do you want to see my copy of that?
Damn.
Who doesn't want to take a mustache ride?
Don't even talk to me, Bill. I have that Burt Reynolds spread. It's big.
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck. Tom Selleck.
Let Blake go right now.
Yeah, Tom Selleck. Are we kidding? Like we had way different definitions of what sexy is. Compare Tom Selleck to George Clooney. There's not, bro. George Clooney wins every day.
So glad you said it, because God
I'm sorry, whoa.
If Tom Selleck went up on a girl right now, he would get no play.
20 seconds. Blake, did you say George Clooney?
Yeah, exactly. Back in the day. Yeah, exactly.
But we're talking back in the day, not now when they're 87
No.
years
This
old.
is called. This show is called "Does It Hold Up?"
Right. And George Clooney being the hottest man in the world definitely always holds up every year.
It does. He holds up in 1980. He holds up in 1990 and 2000. Like juvenile.
Yeah.
I'm straight.
You're saying
I'm straight as a glass of milk, and I would kiss George Clooney all over the mouth right now.
That's not straight as a glass of milk. That's not straight as a
never heard that.
Your glass of milk, your glass do this. You got a silly straw in your glass of milk. That is not what that means.
Alex is the glass of milk in the room with us right now.
The most upsetting thing I've heard on any of these podcasts is that any of you would choose George Clooney, who is beautiful and great, over Magnum PI Tom Selleck. I'm ashamed of all of you.
Oh man.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not a mustache guy, honestly.
And he
Yeah.
still makes
I'm
it
not
work.
either, but I would let Tom Selleck grant me some mustache rides along with Burt Reynolds, and if it was both of them at the same time, whoa.
Bromsky.
Do you know what made all of that so much better? The was great. What made it so much better was the fangs poking out when she smiled afterwards. All right.
Hey, it's a festive episode. But you know, it's about that time. It's about that time where we ask the titular question. Does it hold?
Very good, guys. Very good.
Love you guys. Yeah, this is at the end of each episode, we vote on not whether the movie is good, but whether or not it still fills us with joy.
It has to hold up.
Has to hold up.
Like nice,
two little balls.
firm sweater puppets. They have to. Do they hold up?
To irregularly large nuts,
Right, like a sports bra. You know, that's it.
Do you put unusually large nuts in a sports bra? Like, is
No,
that what you're trying to say?
We're just making analogies.
I mean, if you're having fun on a Friday night.
Yeah, exactly. If you're really cool, you do it.
Kirsten.
Yeah.
To answer Kirsten's question, yes.
Oh.
In the words of Joel Schumacher.
Exactly.
Today I learned.
Hey, if you're watching this right now, you can. If the only thing you take away from this is that Joel Schumacher gave you the term yes, then you won. You won life right now, and you didn't even have to watch the whole fucking show. You really could have just got that.
Take that
45 minutes ago.
I will say, just like real quick, Joel Schumacher, he was associated as the guy who like ruined Batman in my childhood.
He did
for so
he
long.
Didn't ruin it. He just made it gayer, and I loved it.
Right.
No,
like,
it was
and,
terrible.
You know, as a kid, like honestly, I do not like Batman and Robin. Batman Forever, I still really like, but like he was just the person who ruined Batman in my childhood, just because you're a stupid kid, you don't know anything about movies. Right. But as I've discovered his filmography, like the dude is an incredible filmmaker.
Right. He wrote this, right? Oh no,
I think he co-wrote it.
He co-wrote it, yeah.
He co-wrote it, yeah. He co-wrote it and
which is like,
yes, Jeff.
I haven't seen anything that he wrote before this, but this was
that's
pretty well written.
So,
like it had a lot of life. But hold on. We
so could one argue?
Hold on, because all of this is stuff that we need to say.
So could one argue?
Hold on, no.
This was Shoemaker's first attempt at Batman.
No one could argue that until we ask the question. Does it hold? I'm gonna ask Kirsten first, since Kirsten is the one with fangs. Does it hold?
Hell yeah, it holds up. It's just fun. It's fun. Like, come on. It's just fun. And the people that are like, oh, I don't know about this. It's not a good movie. It's not supposed to be. I don't think there's not one moment where this movie came together and you're like, yeah, they're writing an Oscar winner right here. And it doesn't have to be. It's fun. It's frivolous. It's sexy. It's hot. It's cool. It's punk. It's dirty. It's just Lost Boys. Enjoy it and shut the fuck up.
That's right.
Enjoy a movie. My God, just take a chance. Enjoy a movie. It doesn't have to be Oppenheimer every time, which Oppenheimer's great.
Let me just go ahead and translate for the hood people out there.
I fucks with it.
Kirsten just said, if you don't like it, suck my dick from the back. That's what you just said. That's what you just said right now.
My extra long dick right from the back.
Right. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but we did.
You can say anything on YouTube.
Edit it out, yeah.
You know what we can say on YouTube? Hey, Bill, you know what we can say on YouTube?
Oh, I do.
Does it
hold?
Blake,
what's happening? Does it hold up?
Question
Does
going
it
to
hold
Oh,
up?
do you want me to ask you again? Come on, Blake. Does it?
Does it hold? This movie absolutely holds all the things that are up. It is the opposite of Gravity. It is not brought down. It goes all the way sky high, and
Okay.
I definitely enjoy this movie. Again, is it the best movie of all time? No. Is it like, are you looking for like, oh, I want something deep to watch? Don't be watching this movie and then complaining that this wasn't something deep. This is a fun, it's just a fun vampire movie. Like, and like, it's got the comedy aspect. It knows it doesn't take itself serious, right? Like, it's not like trying to do what like the new Fright Night did, where it's like, just say you're a funny, just say you're a comedy horror. Don't be like, I'm a straight horror movie, because you're not. It's scary. There's scary parts and there's funny parts,
Right.
and there's something for everybody in this. So yeah, everybody go watch this. This holds up.
This holds up, man. Go rent it on YouTube. That's what he's saying.
But
I'm translating for niggas. That's all I'm doing. Is just translating.
And I'm not gonna say anything. I
know what you're gonna say.
Does
it
hold?
Jeffrey,
Marco.
It 100% holds up. Now, I'm going to say this. I remember it more as a college movie. I remember it more as a like, oh my God, we're all just going to we're going to watch this and play a drinking game. It 100% holds up for that.
It's called Drink If There's a Dumpster Fire. Like a trash can fire, you drink a shot.
Drink every time Jamie Gertz.
I looked it up.
Do not drink every time they say Michael. You will go to the hospital. It's not fun when they pump your stomach.
You will go blind.
You won't enjoy it.
The first rule is drink every time someone says Michael. But let's get away from that one. The next best one, Nanook is on Scream. Someone has a ridiculous mullet. Here's the best one. Drink every time a vampire other than Kiefer Sutherland speaks.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like,
that's a good one.
All right.
That's a good one.
So the thing is, like,
the other guys barely speak.
You gotta
what happened to Bill?
That's a very healthy.
Bill and Ted?
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's that's a good.
But do you have to drink double if the vampire, when they speak, says Michael? Is that a double drink?
Dude, let me tell you something. If you're drinking, If you're drinking when they say Michael, you need to seek help.
That's
like help.
That's like
you
the Roxanne drinking.
You need to go and see somebody. Let me tell you something. Something's wrong, bro. I know something's wrong. Look, I'm running. I'm running from things too, baby.
If you're drinking every time they say Michael, you can reach out to me in my DMs. We can talk about it. I just got on like
suicide helpline.
I feel great.
I'll say this.
I was just about to say it.
Don't drink when they say Michael. You can live. You can find somebody.
You have a reason to live.
I don't mean to jump on the
We all need somebody to lead on.
If you need to drink every time they say Michael,
come on, like
give me that booze. I don't want to buy it. So that's the thing. So my thing is, like, I remember it as like a college movie, like Drunk with Friends. It holds up for that. If you're younger and it's just a fun vampire movie, it holds up for that. And this movie reminds me very specifically of, I had a buddy who he actually went to film school, and he had a teacher who was like, teaching him about all these different film classes, right? And the teacher goes, I'm going to go see Hot Tub Time Machine. You want to know why? Because it looks fucking fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not every movie needs to be an award winner. The movies just need to be Lost Points.
Sometimes they're part of college curriculum too. So just an aside, fellas, if we have some time.
Hey, I can take a side.
Oh, thank you, Bill. Alex was not so sure. He's like, he's stupid. So when I was taking some college classes, like one does when they're in their early 20s.
Oh, I thought you were going to say when you're stripping, when you're a stripper.
You've seen the shape of me. When am I going to strip?
Girl, you ain't seen the stripper. Girl, you need to go.
What night do I gotta go to?
No, I've seen a few of them. Yeah, Little Darlings is still hiring ugly
Hello,
strippers.
shout out to Little Darlings. Also, shout out Magic City and shout out to the all the strip clubs in Atlanta. Give us a sponsorship.
Spirit Rhino in Las
Yes,
Vegas. Go and support those girls. If you don't tip them, I'll find out.
I literally pass
Rhino everywhere.
I pass the Spearmint Rhino every day. Actually,
oh, it's so nice. They're always so nice. Anyway. I took a college course that was elective. You could pick your own shit on vampires in cinema, and Lost Boys was shown in the class because it's classic vampire cinema. So boom, bitches. Yeah, it was a great class because it was like sexy vampire class every day. Why wouldn't you take that?
KirstYn, I'm sorry. I don't mean to yuck your yum or poo-poo on your parade or
don't shit in my mouth, Bill.
Oh no, I would never do
that. That got way more graphic.
Defecation is not in my plans unless I'm in the bathroom.
But that's how this is gonna feel. I already know it. Anyway,
it might.
Rip off the Band-Aid, just say it.
The room is also pinch off the poop. The room is also taught in film schools. So
The Room is good cinema. I'm not saying Lost Boys is. I'm just saying it was a sexy interlude before we watched The Room.
To quote Michael Kelso, bird.
Yes, right, we also remember Michael Kelso thought that rabbits bred in trees. So
he got some of the hottest women in that fucking town.
He did. Well,
to be fair, if rabbits could climb trees, they would fuck in trees.
They would, yeah. Oh no, they fuck in trees all day and all night.
But
meanwhile, Blake's over there like,
hey. He's like, no, I'm not touching these rabbits.
No part of it.
No rabbits were harmed in the making of this
discussion.
This discussion episode, television show, movie.
Alex, you really don't have on any pants, do you? Because I just saw some very bony knees.
No, he's got on
provocatively spinning towards the screen.
I'm not sitting next to no nigga. KirstYn. I don't care if he's my brother. I'm not sitting next to no nigga wearing no motherfucking pants. I tell you that right now.
I'm butt ass nigga.
Yes, Jeff. Yes,
let's put it this way. Part of this costume is a belly shirt. So just be glad I'm not.
Are you wearing a crop top?
Listen, you know what? While we're
I'm crop top life, baby.
What 80s outfit doesn't have a crop top?
Shout out to the crop top. Shout out to the 80s. Shout out to all my guys still wearing the crop tops today. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here with you.
Shout out to these stupid Target shorts.
But the fact of the matter is, the fact of the matter is, guys.
Stick to the facts. Stick to the facts.
Stick to the questions.
No. It's not even about the questions because we're facts over feelings here. Anything that we say on this fucking show goes. It's fucking God.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
Didn't expect that one.
We determine what is fuck Rotten Tomatoes. That's actually what started this fucking podcast. I mean, this show. We have another podcast, Drunk Panthers podcast. That's what started it. Fuck the goddamn Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb. Fuck them.
Right.
Drunk Panthers. Yeah, so that's why we have to ask the question every fucking other week.
Let's do it.
Does it
hold?
Oh, that was a perfect shot right there. Producer Penny P. No, I didn't go. So it's your turn.
Okay. Yeah, I will say.
What will you say?
It does hold up. I was very, very close.
Goddamn right.
I was very, very close to marking this as a doesn't hold up. Especially after my first viewing, because I was like, this movie is all over the shop. I do not know what's going on. But my second,
we literally said that at one point in the movie.
It's like, what is happening?
It's a fucking mess. I'll agree with you, but it's beautiful too.
But the second time watching it, like, it was definitely very much like it was interestingly cultivated. Where like the dialogue is really the biggest problem with the movie, because nobody explains anything.
Michael.
Nobody divulges anything. Even like in the scene with Jamie Gertz and Michael, like
Michael?
after they meet up and like,
Oh yeah,
he's
Michael. I like the name Michael.
she's supposed to like explain, like no, like I think it was like the beginning of the third act because she completely disappears in the second act.
Literally, she backs up with the little boy who I thought was a girl because he literally said nothing, and then she just backed up into the shadows and didn't appear again until the first.
That was definitely like well, this was clearly a bigger plot point before the edits started.
Yeah, like it started out as one thing and then it just kind of like turned into David versus Michael. But
So you're gonna single
it got hot gay real fast.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, she just kind of like disappeared. And the dialogue, especially like I appreciate that you guys like David so much, but his dialogue annoyed the fuck out of me. Like it's
but
maggots,
that's why I
Michael.
like you because it's so bad.
They're worms.
They're just
terrible.
worms, Michael.
That was his laugh.
It was really terrible. But also again, like it's very much a vibes movie. Like it's one of those movies where you just have to watch it and just like feel it. It's like the less questions you ask about the story and the plot of everything, the more you'll be able to enjoy it, because you can watch this movie on I would say you can watch it on mute because other than like the incredible music of the movie. But you can watch this movie on mute and still understand the plot and like all the story beats and everything. Is that
a good thing?
Just watch the Michael cut.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, I think that's a good thing because like visual storytelling is very important part of movies. It's like if you can watch a whole movie without any dialogue and still understand what's going on, I think that's a testament to the director and the director of photography.
I think that's the thing. That's the testament to the director as opposed to a testament to the actors.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I still feel like the actors did a really good job. I just feel like the writing was atrocious. But I guess there's only one more question to ask. Wait, what? Oh, no, not.
Was it good?
No.
Is that the question?
I would. I mean, like personally, for me, I don't feel like the movie is.
The reason he stopped is because I was looking for a claim.
Oh no, I'm well aware.
Yeah.
I was just being an asshole. Hey, Bill. Does it?
Oh.
Real quick, while you're looking for the,
I was looking for the clip of. Well, no, I'm not. Why would I tell you what I'm looking for?
You want me to give
So,
you,
Alex, while Bill's looking,
ridiculous.
just while you're looking for the clip, yeah, like I will say, yeah, like the acting, I thought that was really good overall through most of the movie. I don't like I don't like the Frog Brothers. I think they're terrible. But Corey Haim,
just one-dimensional.
Huh?
They're just one-dimensional.
Yeah, they're one-dimensional, but also I just don't like their performances. Like I like the Stranger Things kids performance of this kind of shit more than these actors. I think Corey Feldman's a better voice actor than he is a screen actor. Or maybe he was just high this whole movie. I don't know.
He could have been
also
dope.
Probably true. Well, so the thing is, like, when I say one-dimensional, I mean, like, the issue is they were just trying to be Rambo the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas we'll take, as you were just saying, the Stranger Things actors, Stranger Things kids, they were clearly really trying to like feed off of these types of movies, but they were full characters within that type of role. Which is why I also think you were trying to say not Feldman, but Corey Haim's was a great role because, I mean, he was a full character in addition to his line in the movie. At least that's what I'm assuming you said.
Oh, y'all are muted. I don't know what's.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
Why y'all muted? Why y'all hiding from us? Stop hiding the truth. Stop hiding the truth, y'all.
Very sorry.
Sorry about that. I agree that Corey Haim was like a really great character. I was very surprised that this is like the first Corey Haim film.
Very surprised
movie?
because we've always heard about the Coreys, but never have been brave enough to watch such a bad movie. So this was refreshing that this wasn't as bad as the ones that they've done previously, after this that look absolutely terrible.
So is this motivating you to watch all of those?
Well, what it's motivating me to do is answer the question:
Does
it?
Oh.
To you, Bill.
Well, I'm going to tell you guys a secret.
Okay.
This movie totally holds up, but it's not for a good reason.
Okay.
This movie holds up because it's just as terrible as every Twilight film that we've ever seen. And this means that I'm not a Twilight fan. I'm going to
hell no.
First of all, what I'm going to do right here is play an example of why this movie is like a good movie, and at the same time, why it's not a good movie. And here we go.
Michael.
It's blood.
Yeah.
Hey, look! She told him it was blood, man.
Sorry. Yeah, like, let me just say this real quick. Let me say this real quick. At the very toward the in the third act, Jamie Gertz and Michael, I can't remember the actor's name, are talking.
His name's Michael.
He wasn't clever enough to figure it out.
It's like Tony Danza in Who's the Boss. Toward the end, he was like, "Oh, that was blood in that bottle." It's like, Jamie Gertz told you that was blood in that bottle in this scene. Why did you not listen to her?
Michael didn't lie.
Well, so no, that's not the funny part.
I'm
The
sorry,
funny
I
part
just had to keep
was-
playing it because he's like, yeah, fine.
Well, the funny part was she wasn't like, "No, those aren't worms. Those are noodles." That's not maggots. That's white rice.
She's way
None
off
of
in
that.
the background.
Just like-
yeah.
And
Oh,
these
God,
are the
blood.
reasons. These are the reasons.
Stop it.
These are the reasons that I wanted to say this does not fucking hold up. I mean, I wanted so badly to say that this doesn't hold up because of all of these fucking tropes that they played off, and it was just so goddamn god awful. But we'll
Well,
say
let
this.
me
Hold on,
ask you real quick,
Okay, well, go ahead. Ask.
just real fast.
Does it hold up?
Very quick. Well, does it hold up? But also, if she was more forceful about it, or if it was a different character saying, "Hey, Michael, this is some bullshit. It's not noodles, or it is noodles, and it's fucking blood," would you guys have been like, yeah?
No,
But because she did so lame dick well, Michael, don't drink that, it's blood, and I'm like, oh, whatever.
It had nothing. Hold on.
Hey,
It had
yeah,
nothing. It had nothing to do.
Oh no, not that
With
she's
the-
a woman, just that
No,
she's
I'm
mealy
saying
mouthed
this
about
specific
it. Yeah.
scene had nothing to do with any of that. The fact of why, first of all, when did vampires get the ability to fucking make noodles into magic?
Change food to
They're
change.
They've always
glamour.
had that.
Yeah,
It's
when
a
did that
glamour.
happen? Never heard of that before.
Isn't it like glamoring?
they've-
Don't they
whoa,
do that
whoa,
in like
yeah.
True Blood and other
Glamoring,
vampire movies? Yeah, where
makes
they're
you,
like,
glamoring makes
"See
you
this."
do things that you would not.
It makes you
otherwise do.
see things that you don't see.
Exactly. Yeah, that's actually always been a thing. And
I'm not-
especially-
y'all, you know what?
especially-
Hold on, you guys. I'm gonna call you I'm gonna call you an ambulance because you just reached so hard. You just dislocated both of your shoulders.
No,
I'm just.
I
I'm gonna. those
Even
was
Blake's
some
over there
reaching.
like, I agree, but he won't say anything out loud.
Glamour.
Well,
Glamour
he
is
don't
one
want
of
to
the only
dislocate his shoulder.
magics.
That's why he don't want to say that. He don't want to dislocate his whole shoulder out.
Still an
Glamour
Alex. This whole time. We have always been a team, and now all of a sudden I'm dislocating a shoulder.
This is a movie that like very much stretches the lore of like what vampires.
Yeah, they did not get no vampire shit right.
It stretches it when it's
that's my
convenient
favorite
for them.
part. So I'll say this: I'm more willing to accept the glamour of the rice and the worms than I am to accept the if you don't get invited, you can still go in.
Yeah,
but you have no protections.
I feel that. I feel that. But you know what you're doing right there? You're picking a beheading over a hanging. And that is not,
bro. I'm white in America. That's what I'm allowed to do.
No, you could have been white. You could have been white in Britannia. You could have been white in Rome. You could have been white. You could have been white in the Mongol Empire.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
I would not associate myself as a white man with hanging. Okay, I'm gonna just I would let it go.
That's actually a good point to bring up, and I think we should. What's the next part of this episode?
No, you know what? I will give you a pass right now, Jeff, because white people were getting hung for 2,000 years before black people. It wasn't even fashionable to hang black people until like the 1700s.
Hanged, not hung.
And so I will give you that. I will give you that.
Next time on Drunk Banter's History, we debate hangings.
I will not give a pass to this movie and its vampire lore, but I will say it holds up. Because there's this one movie. There's this one movie called Twilight.
No.
Oh.
And so what I will say is this. This surpasses any Twilight movie. To me, this is a great vampire movie compared to Twilight. And because there's so many fans till this day of Twilight, I will have to say that this movie
yes, one of the few unanimous. What is happening over here?
I don't know, but you could probably blame Twilight on this movie.
I
mean,
No, that's a good point.
You can definitely see.
Look at the scene.
No, you're right.
Where they're running away from staking Marco. They
can
purposely mix glitter in with the blood.
Yeah.
I think that was just a gay. I thought that was just a gay thing.
Nope.
You can definitely see the influences of like True Blood, like the opening scene of this movie, like the credit sequence is like the credit sequence of True Blood.
It is.
You can see. You can see a lot.
I want to do bad things.
You definitely see a lot of influences with different like vampire movies and horror movies going forward. But yeah, this is definitely one of the first unanimous. Does it hold up?
No, it's
straight
the
up
second. I think it's the second. This is the second.
What was the first one?
Can't tell you that because I have no fucking clue.
Well, no, I think this is the third because Hook was definitely unanimous.
Hook was unanimous because
Hook is beautiful, and I can't believe you guys didn't invite me on for Hook. You like totally spaced telling me, and I resent that.
We spaced telling you, yes, we
because
totally
you knew
spaced.
I would cry on screen. I know.
I totally
just do what I do and wear sunglasses. I've been crying.
I wish you were on Hook because I tried to point out the song that the little girl did. Nobody gave a fuck.
Nobody knew.
Nobody
cared.
It was
they all knew. Sister.
Everybody knew, but nobody cared. I was the only one trying to talk about it.
Are you kidding? Even you, Alex, fuck off.
No, I mean they just kind of rolled over it like it didn't happen. But
I just told them to go.
Heartless. Heartless.
But that was last week. I mean, that was 2 weeks ago. It's not.
Yeah, we've moved on.
We've moved on. That's in the past. But now that we're wrapping things up here, we've officially voted this as it holds up. It stands the test of time. We're gonna go ahead and get things wrapped up here. Blake, where can the people find you on the interwebs?
Yeah, you can find me, moneyblakeweather, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. You can find me all over 9 Nerd Yards, or you can find me on my own personal podcast, Unfiltered Bachelor. So much great content there. So you can find me in all those places.
Please go watch Unfiltered Bachelor.
It's so good.
And by the way, I do want to say this one thing. Every time y'all say you can find me, it just makes me think about that Nelly song. You can find me. I just really be wanting to I
was just about to finish it. Is St. Louis rolling on the?
Oh no, you want some St. Louis shit? So when I was little, before my family and I moved to Vegas, I would have been 7 when we got here. We lived in St. Louis. And gross. We were down in U City, which is like the little loop area.
Yeah.
Down by the arch. There's like a bunch of it used to be very hood, but then it got
I was about to say in the hood. In the hood.
Yeah, but then it got re-hooded out of the gentrification. It was great. But when we lived there and we were around that area, Nelly was just starting and he had a mixtape. So I have Nelly's original mixtape that he was handing out to people. Yeah, I just took it from my mom. I was like, "What are you going to do with this?" She's like, "I don't know. I was going to throw it out." I'm like, "No,
I'll give you $4.25. Cool. I'll give you $4.25.
Well, KirstYn, I'm glad that you just told that story because I was just going to ask you, where can the people find you?
Oh, well, I mean, if you're looking for a little vampirism in your life, or you just want to chat nerd shit, I'm on Twitter. I'm at KirstYn Cobb 1 on Twitter, KirstYn_Cobb on Instagram, and KirstYn Cobb everywhere else, including Threads, Blue Sky, Facebook. I don't have Snapchat anymore. Blake's the only person I know that has Snapchat.
Oh, I have
in the year 2023, and Bill. That's 2 people 2023 that have Snapchat that I know. But no, I'm everywhere, even on Snapchat. But I won't answer it. So, I mean, you can you can snap me, but I'm not gonna fucking see it because I don't remember that login. So, but it's all my name, all my socials, all my name. Come talk vampires with me.
Y'all go send her all of your weird pictures. I'm not gonna say what kind of pictures. I'm just saying.
So why would you invite that to her doorstep?
I'm just saying because
what the fuck is?
Because she's not gonna check.
Cool, you're not on Snapchat.
Okay. So then the one time I log into Snapchat, I remember that, Bill.
It'll be 400.
So what you're getting, what you're getting for Christmas
pictures.
is
look. If you find 400 Snapchats tomorrow, do not look at any of them.
I lost a fang. I'm so upset.
We have 200 views on this video, but 400 dick pics.
I didn't even say that word. See, I never said that. That's just disgusting. Who would do such a thing?
Nobody. Wait. Bill, nobody said it was yours. Nobody said it was yours. You could send 200 ones from Google.
Okay, but KirstYn, what if one of the dick pics has like a cape with like the big collar and some fangs?
That's creative. I'm proud of you, but you're not going to get a response. What response?
You're not getting any.
And now they know.
Only
so you'll send a steak to that.
You get a gold star.
Only thing that's gonna happen with that dick pic is that it will be shared in the group chat. That is the only thing that will happen to that dick pic.
Yeah, go ahead, send me a dick pic, but I'm gonna share it with the Banthas. I'm gonna share it with 9 Nerd Yards. So get ready.
So KirstYn, do me a favor and like don't check your Snapchat for a while.
Well,
I don't anyway, because I already know there's a couple of weird things in there, and I just don't need to see it at this point in my life.
Let me tell you, if you check your Snapchat tomorrow, it's just gonna be Jeff with that outfit on. That's all it's gonna be. Speaking of which, Jeff. I mean Sam.
Ooh.
Where can the people find you? I know it's Marco, but he's totally got Sam's hair right now.
He's a lot of different things.
I don't know. Figure it the fuck out. You can always try and Skype Don Cheadle's driveway at littledickie2.com. It's
because of hackers.
It's such a problem.
You can try and find me, Jeff Madel, on Facebook, Madel Jeff on Instagram, or honestly, the easiest way, just go to 9 Nerd Yards, and I'll be talking sound like an asshole there too.
Or you could just stalk him.
Yeah, he likes a good stalking. He goes running
South
every day
Austin.
around like 4 p.m.
Whoa. I barely walk. I walk. I would like to get to running again, but I'm walking.
He walks real slow, so he's easy to find and easy to take down. Ladies, gentlemen, Ladies, get him.
We're all very easy.
Look at
to
that
stalk.
scarf.
I'm
check
not
us out.
easy to stalk. I'll hit you in the face.
Check us out
I
on
won't. I'm too
the
tired.
interwebs. On all the tags.
Oh, I just want
Thank
to
you
say this
for-
one thing. I want to say this one thing.
What's up?
We will be putting the Does It Hold Up episodes season 1 on the podcast. It's going to be just a Does It Hold Up podcast. It will just be Does It Hold Up episodes. It will be available on Spotify and all of the podcast things that you use to listen to podcasts in your car or wherever you listen to them at, in the shower.
Indubitably, there's a lot of.
You could also watch them indubitably.
Hey, Banthas. Where can people find you guys?
Oh, you guys can check us out on the Drunk Banthas YouTube channel. You can check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, likewise all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas. Thank you guys for watching the show. New episodes drop every other Monday at 4:20 a.m. Check us out on all social media platforms at the Drunk Banthas. Please like and subscribe. It is not required, but if you don't, you will not be invited to the cookout.
Also, DHR will not give me my children back.
Also, they enjoy dick pics as well, so please send them to Drunk
Send
Banthas.
all of your dick pics. We will post them on Twitter because Twitter doesn't care.
Those are lies and fabrications.
Please title your dick pic "Cry Little Sister."
Yeah, set it to music. They really love it when it's set to music.
Seems like a very weird combination of things. We will see you next. We will see you in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.